with trouble. All right. Hello, everyone. This is Paul Wizzo. We're going to welcome y'all out to Wizzo Talk. I'm going to do my introduction. We're going to meet everybody, and hopefully these other two guests that I'm expecting pop in, and I'm hoping that they do, so we don't have Chandra, the only lady, up in here with all these guys like this. Hen up in this foxes up in the hen house. But anyway, here we go. Hello, everyone. I am Paul Wizzo. I want to welcome you out to Wizzo Talk. If you'd like to subscribe to Wizzo Talk, the link is in the description or strolling right there across the bottom of the screen. I appreciate your support. You hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell because I post according to my guest availability rather than on a fixed schedule. You like to be a guest on Wizzo Talk, by all means, hit me up in the chat. Hit me up on send me a message at Paul Wizzo on Facebook. Send me a smoke signal, carrier pigeon, whatever you got to do to give me the message, and we'll get you on the show. Don't worry about a topic because I have plenty of them. And if you're watching this from Facebook, by all means, go on and hit that link in the description on Facebook and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I appreciate it wholeheartedly. So with that being said, we're going to meet our guest, and hopefully these other two ladies come on while everybody's doing their intro, so we don't have just one lady up in here in this adult topic between men and women, because I'm not saying Chandra can't handle it all, but I'm just saying we don't want to do it like that. So with that being said, Seven, go and kick off that intro.
Yo, this your boy 7 Points of Bliss, aka the Pomegranate Samurai, man. I just want to say much bliss to y'all, and if you want to check out any of my work, it's After Real Truth on any major platform. You can check me out at threadless.com on the After Real Truth, get some of my merch, and it's an honor to be here, and thank you all for having me once again, man.
All right, that's what's up. All right, Jason, what you got?
Jason, frequent guest, always on Wizzo, and I'm looking forward to whatever the topics bring for us. It's always good to be here with everybody, and looking forward to it. I hope those other ones show up.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, Rico, what you got?
Hey, what's up? It's Rico again. Hey, you can follow me at Riding with Rico on YouTube or on TikTok. Hey, and it's always a pleasure to be here with these fellas. I love it, and welcome, Coach C.
All right, that's what's up. All right, Pokey, what you got?
Oh man, appreciate you having me back on. I made it. I'm still a man. I'm still alive. Glad to be here. It's the Manic Monster, Big Poke Dog. You can catch me in some form or format on all social media platforms with that name. Here to bring some noise. Usually, I hope it's a great show. I'm damn sure gonna have a good time.
All right, that's what the business is, and I'm glad you said that. I'm talking to someone else because they getting ready to come on. I'm glad you said Coach C, Rico, because I was calling that name, and I apologize for that. So let me recorrect that. And Coach C, what you got for that intro?
You already know it's Coach Chan. It's your girl. Catch me Monday, 6 a.m. Rapid Ride. Join me bright and early. Crunch Fitness. That's where I be.
Shit. I'm glad you said Rapid Ride. Shit, you kind of scared me for a minute.
You already know how I do, though.
Already know it. Y'all, we have one more guest that's coming on. What's up there, Willie? We appreciate you tapping in. And I'm trying to give her just a minute before we go. But so what I do is I just go ahead. I'm replying to her. She thought it was at 6:30, and I don't know why, but okay, here she is right now. Nope. Okay, let me give her a couple more minutes. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I wasn't going first. I had somebody else that was go first, but I'm gonna read you guys off what I have. We'll chop it up with that for just a second, and then we get it going. Everybody still hear me good?
Yes.
Yeah, good to go.
Because y'all might have to send me some bandwidth because my shit doing like everybody else has been doing. So usually whenever I bring up a topic or something, I have different people that hit me up and they say, Wizzo, hey, here's the topic for you. Here's the topic. I say, okay, you want to come on and talk about it? They never want to come on and talk about it, but they always want me to present it for them, for them. I'm like, hey, you can cut your camera off, man. You don't have to worry about it. But anyway, so here we go. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and start it until we'll chop it up on this for a second. So I know this guy that I hear some kids in the back somewhere. I don't know where. Hold on. Okay. This I'll go ahead and go and say I brief 7 on it. But this guy here is smart as hell. I mean, he's smart as, I mean, he's really damn smart guy. And his son, he has a son that's smart as hell also, you know, but he told his son that, you know, I don't care if you make A's and B's, you know, don't worry about that shit. Basically, he said, all I care is you can make C's and D's. I just want you to pass, because most of that shit that they teaching you in school is you're not going to need, you're not going to do anything with anyway. So I'm just asking y'all, and I'm just kind of trying to get this out from the way this guy was telling me. So do you think that the schools is just teaching kids to be test takers and not thinking for themselves, just thinking them to pass that standardized test? Or do you think there's several parts to this right here? Because like I say, people ask me to do it. Or is he wrong for telling his son, hey, don't worry about all that A and B shit. You don't need that shit. And you just, you know, C's and D's, just do enough to get past. So it's kind of a mix of questions up in there. So what do y'all think? Let's go with Coach C. Coach C, what do you think? You think he should tell his son, no, you're gonna make A's and B's? Don't worry. You know.
No, I mean, I think that the kids should still make good grades. I think that should be encouraged, that they still should make good grades. However, they aren't teaching kids like certain things, like knowing how to address a letter, or, you know, writing in cursive, or, you know, basic stuff. Like, I don't even think that the kids are really learning stuff like that anymore, to be honest. You know, but I still believe that the kids should be encouraged to make good grades, though. I do think that should be encouraged by the parent, at least.
Okay. All right. 7, go ahead.
No. I just want to ask a question real quick before I say something. Hey, what is dressing a letter? Because I've never heard of that before.
I mean, addressing, you don't know how to address a letter? I mean,
oh, you mean like a letter that you mail?
Yeah.
I thought it had something to do with writing. I was about to say, I've never heard anybody say that before.
Well,
No.
it is writing. It's addressing the letter, you know.
Yeah, that shit is a lost art. That's like writing checks. Nobody do that shit no more, for real, man.
I just
I
really
mean,
check
but still, though, I think it's just a basic skill that I think that, you know, kids should know. Like, those are things.
Yeah,
that,
that's factual. That's true, though.
Writing
That's
in
true.
cursive, stuff like that's what I'm trying to say. Don't be starting no stuff with me, 7 now. I thought we was dope.
No. What you said? That's real. That's real. Because I remember the first time I had to mail a letter, I had to Google that shit. I'm like, what? How you write this shit, man?
What?
That's
It's
real.
real gone. He don't.
I ain't never had to mail no shit before. I sent an email.
Hey, I feel, me personally, I agree partly with what.
Uh-oh.
So everybody bandwidth dying.
He locked up too.
Yeah.
I done froze up.
The government doing it.
But
Yeah.
I partially agree with what Coach C said, because I do believe that the kids should definitely give their all. While at the same time, though, when I was in high school, it was classes that really didn't interest me. So I didn't, you know, put a lot of effort into it, because to me, I just said, man, I'm not like, you know, things like world geography and, you know, little stuff like that. Art. I didn't care about art. Hell, I couldn't draw. I didn't care about who painted what pictures and all of that. I didn't give a lot of effort into things like that. So I kind of feel like I'm on the fence on it with it, but I think that they should give their best in school, Wizzo. But I understand why he said that, because a lot of things they teach the kids in school, they're not going to use. And also, a lot of things they teach the kids in school nowadays are lies. So I can really understand how he would say that to him. But I think if you tell a child that and you give him a way out, that they're going to use that in, you know, you just shouldn't tell. You put a bad thought in his head, in a child's head, they'll minimize all of it and not put a lot of effort into any of it. So I don't think he should have said that, but I understand why.
I agree.
Man.
Anybody else?
Yeah, y'all can just keep it going.
I'm gonna say that yeah, I agree with what's been said so far. I disagree with the father. I agree with his concept of what's happening. They are teaching to the test, right? Like they're teaching for these programs. Number one. Number two, just in America in general, schools were designed way back even in the 50s to produce rank and file industrial type workers, which is why you follow a bell schedule, just like you follow a bell at a job in a factory. When they blow the horn, you know what to do. All of that kind of stuff starts from when you go to grade school. They don't want free thinkers. They want you to regurgitate the information that they've given you. Mm-hmm. So for him to tell his child that, I understand the concept of why he's saying it, but you have to. My message was different. My message was do exactly what they tell you to do and master it, because it's easy, it's simple. But then when you come home, I'm gonna teach you the right stuff. I'm gonna teach you the better information. I'm gonna teach you what's greater than what they teach you, because I have to prepare you for the job market, regardless of where that falls for your child. You have to teach them for, collegiate level education if they are going to go to college, and you should be preparing your child to also learn or obtain a trade by the time they hit 18. And so they should be able to have this multifaceted methods of being able to provide, especially the men, but the young men, being able to provide and understanding how to provide for a family. So that means you have to teach the things where the schools lack. As an example, I think I might have mentioned this before, but when my boys were young, I created the Bank of Dad, right? And I would take their money and give them an interest rate, and they could get a loan on it if they wanted it from me, or they could, you know what I mean? So they understood those concepts by the time they got to their teenage years. That was something that wasn't being taught in school anymore. Home ec, wood shop, metal shop, most of that stuff is going away. So those trades that used to back up education for either the kids that wasn't gonna be able to go to college, or the ones that were going to go to college but needed some way to pay for it or something to fall back on. Most of those curricula are gone. So you have to, I wouldn't tell him that he doesn't have to utilize it, but you have to know what you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me just say this, and I don't know who went, because I've been fading in and out, or who hasn't went yet, but I know sometimes we say that those curriculums are not in school no more. I haven't been there. I just happened to see one, I don't know, probably about a month ago, they had a mechanic class. I believe they was out there with somebody. So do y'all think that maybe, are we up to date on that? Or are we out of date on that? Are those?
I think it depends on the school district. It depends on the actual school in the district. So you got, like, my nephew, he graduated high school last year as a master welder. And anybody know about welding, how long it takes to become a master welder. He graduated as a master welder, but if you look at different schools or school districts, they don't even offer it at all. So it just depends on where you are, where you're located, and what the funding is being utilized for in the particular district.
Okay, got you on that. Let's welcome. First, let me say, did everyone talk on that topic right there? Because I was going in and out.
Nah. Big Pokey and Seven haven't said anything. Okay,
well, let me let Cree do her intro, and then we'll come back and let Pokey and Seven comment on that, and we'll see if Cree got, and then we're gonna go off into the real shit. So, Cree, you ready?
Get my life together, man. It took such a hard time getting on this computer, and I didn't want to be on the little phone so I can see everybody clearly. Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? I am Cree 21 Boom. Do I look blurry? Because I feel like
you blurry.
That's crazy, yo.
Yeah, you got to clean that lens off. Clean the lens off. Sit down so we can see. Come on, sit down. Let's see.
That shit feel blurry, man.
That's crazy. Why is it still blurry?
Because you dry clean, you got to spit on that thing, man.
You say, wait a minute.
About that, sir.
What is the subject today? What are we talking about today?
Okay, let's let Cree do her intro right quick, and then so we can get ready to get off of this. Cree, go ahead with that intro.
My name is Cree. I'm Cree 21 Boom. I can be found on YouTube, Facebook. I haven't done anything here lately. However, I'll be back in the business and back in the mix sooner than later. All right, I can't stand the blurry, so I'm gonna have to go get.
Okay, well, go ahead. I'm gonna let Pokey go ahead and then let Seven touch on what this right here. Okay, Poke, go ahead.
God damn, you see that?
Stop.
Look.
All right, Poke, go ahead.
Seven, you've been on one today, strong.
Yeah, he fired up today.
Man, I love it too. I love it, but I'm just saying,
he know what's back there.
The fire is strong in you today, man.
Hey, listen, man, she had a great pass. I'm just observing.
Right. All right, Poke, what you got on that topic there that we talked about?
So, when honestly, I think we're talking about the Prussian school system, which is what's been enforced, I don't know, since like the late 1890s or something like that, which is basically designed to produce good worker bees. When we're talking about the curriculum that we've all remember going through school, yes, there is a whole lot of it that we have never actually used. Like, you know, when you go to geography class and you start learning about the sedimentary rocks, unless you're going to be a geologist, that is never going to be used again. And you do have to be tested, and memorize how to test and raise your hand at the proper time and all that good stuff.
Okay.
But when it comes to the way the story was read, the father's intent, I agree, is correct. Like, there's a lot of things in school that you learn that you can say are superfluous, but to say that it doesn't matter is the wrong message. To say that there are more important things maybe would have been the better way to say it. C's and D's just look bad. I don't care if you have to engage in it, you should perform to the best of your ability. Because C's and D's just look bad. If that's all you can do, okay, that's all you can do. I don't believe it, but that's just what it is. You shouldn't sit back and rest on your laurels. Like if you can get 100, that means that was all there was to get, and that's how you should be taught. Get all that you can. So I understand what he's saying. Like, when the last time any of us have used the Pythagorean theorem? So I get what he's saying, but the way he conveyed it was more damaging than it would have been edifying. It had I tried to say the same thing to a child of mine.
Right. Okay. All right. That's what's up. Let's see what Seven. What you think about that? C's and D's, A's and B's don't fucking matter. What you think about it?
Me personally, man, I really do believe that C's and D's is cool at the end of the day, because first of all, I don't really believe in this weak ass system they got here, right? And the school system is mostly based off teaching feminine aspects. You know what I'm saying? School is based on some shit for girls, not boys. That's why they label boys with ADHD. And if you do science, you understand that testosterone automatically makes us more energetic. So boys have a more difficult time sitting still than girls do. So, and also they only ride off one teaching style. There's several teaching styles. School is the only thing you could really look at where you see they haven't changed that shit. They changed the books, they changed technology, society changes, but school stayed the same, right? They never evolved that shit. So I do feel like what everybody else said was absolutely correct, though. I feel like the father could have conveyed that message a lot better, and he should have really been trying to teach the child about the principle of school and what they could take away from that. Because, like they said, it's everything we learned in school, we don't use that shit. I remember a teacher told me, learn how to do this math because you're not always gonna have a calculator. Joke's on you, bitch. Now we all got smartphones, we got calculators and shit like you know what I'm saying? Times change. But the crazy thing is, kids need to learn the principle of certain things, right? When I was growing up, my mom was a teacher. You know what I'm saying? So I firmly believe that school starts at home. So C's and D's in school don't really matter if you don't give a fuck about school, because school is really about learning how to socialize and operate in the world. But if you teaching your child at home, none of that shit really matters. A smart child can be a smart child. Like, bro, I remember one year I got all F's and I had perfect attendance. And I scored like one of the third highest scores on the SETs in school and shit. Niggas was baffled. They didn't know how. I was like, nigga, I know all this shit. My mom was teaching me this shit at home. But the deeper lesson to take out of it is, no matter how sick I got, I never missed a day of school, right? And that principle carry over into my life as an adult. No matter what really happens now, nigga, I don't never call out of work, nigga. I got PTO like a motherfucker. The only time I took out of work was when I was in that coma. That was it. I don't call out of work and none of that shit, because growing up, going to school, my mama never let me like just stay home. These kids nowadays can stay home for damn near anything. It's not teaching them shit. So people really got to dive into the principles of things to teach their children better. You know what I'm saying? The grades, if you want to teach your kids about putting effort forward and regurgitating and all that shit, all right, it's cool. But if you honestly, like my man Jason said, gonna be teaching your children at home, you gotta think about it, bro. Really, that shit shouldn't matter if you know you putting real information in your children's head. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, he was teaching his kids about a whole different market and shit, teaching them how to invest money, all type of shit. Like people need to teach their kids this, man. And it's like they not learning these things in school. Like a very powerful thing that I feel like kids should be learning in school is how to deal with depression and how to deal with life. They're not dealing with this. Niggas get out of school and get into the real world and end up killing themselves and shit. Like niggas don't know how to handle this. They're not taught emotional management as a child. They're not taught these pivotal things that are truly needed. So my man was wrong what he said, but he needs to be showing the image of principles in his child head so he can carry it forward.
Okay.
I won't. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, anybody got a comment? Because I was fixing to go to our next guy for the next topic, but go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to let y'all know that, like, here, I think it was last week that, you know, the old chumpy orange man administration, they have transferred all of the curriculum for K through 12 to the Department of Labor. And y'all know they lowered the age for saying that kids can do on their own to like 8 when he first took office. So, and also, I always have thought that schools are a preparation for a prison, which is a legal slavery, which I say that because think about this. When you're in school or you're in prison, you line up to go everywhere. They constantly count you, making sure that you're there. They take in attendance. You have rec, which is outside. Everyone eats in the DFAC or the cafeteria. You know, everything is monitored. You always on the walls, in the hallways. I'm telling you, it's preparation for prison. And most people don't even realize that when you're in between like 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade, they take the number of kids that's in that grade, and that's where they determine how many prisons they are going to build, because they have a set amount, a number that they know these kids are going to be messed up. So we need to build prisons here. We need to build prisons there. So if you feel like, if you see them building a prison in your area, I guarantee you they going to, number one, they're going to fill it. They're going to meet their quotas, but they took those numbers from when the kids were in elementary school. Damn. So it's now with these people, with what they're trying to do, I believe that that's what they want. Did y'all not see the they shared the text messages of Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy? Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell were discussing that they want to bring slavery back. And they actually said, like, you can't bring it back how it used to be. But Mitch McConnell was like, no, not how it was. That would never happen. But what he did say was, we can take the kids that are in elementary school and take them and have them start picking fruits and things like that, working in the yard. So by the time they get older, they'll think that that is normal and that it is okay. Like, I don't know if y'all ever saw that, but they got caught. They text messages were shared. So now K through 12, all the curriculum and everything they do is being controlled by the Department of Labor, because you know they done away with the Department of Education.
Right.
Yeah. So that's crazy. So it's I would tell everybody, if you can, man, homeschool your kids something, because they're not teaching what's real anyway in those schools. So how y'all feel about that?
Kind of hold up for a second on that though. I'm back because I'm fading in and out, but I don't want to jump to that right there. So let's put a pin in there, because I gotta go to my first guy that I originally had first to go tonight. Y'all, okay. If I fade out, it's kind of fucked up that the host is fading in and out, but y'all might have to send me some that, man.
Oh, he gone.
Who was first?
Yeah.
Who was first? Hell, I don't know.
Pokey.
Oh, Pokey.
Pokey.
I'm first.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So the I had changed it. I kind of got stuck on it now, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up. The NBA wanted to do a collaboration with Magic City, the Atlanta Hawks specifically. Let me say that the Atlanta Hawks wanted to do a collaboration with Magic City, and at first it had been thought it was just a rumor, and I thought it was just a rumor. I thought it was silly myself personally, but then it did get verified, and then there was some outrage about it, and so it got canceled. Now, one of the people who were one of the more outspoken, I forgot his name, but he happened to be a palm-colored person who was bringing up the fact that he didn't think that the NBA, which he felt like was a family-friendly event, should have anything to do with an establishment like Magic City. And most people felt like he was bringing that up because it was racist. He was racist, not anything to do with the image or how it looked. He just felt like, or people felt like, that it was white people not allowing black people to enjoy their culture. Me personally, that whole their culture part, like that bothered me, like, because we're talking about Magic City, and that's a strip club. Now, I personally don't feel like strip clubs are our culture, because strip clubs have been around before our culture became something part of the American lexicon. And I just felt like it'd be some good sword sharpening to talk about that, how you felt like if it was due to racism that it got canceled, or because it wasn't matching up with a family-friendly business.
Is that a question?
Yeah.
You say that again?
Let's repeat the question, because
Yeah.
So I was wondering how you feel like, whether it was more about it being racism that stopped it from happening, or because it was actually the NBA is a family-friendly business and that is a bad association.
For me, you want to go ahead, Jason?
I was just gonna say that I think it just lines up with most of the other stuff in this country, where we have a bunch of people who feign, family orientation, and who pretend to be of high moral character. Because if we go down the list of people who are running places like the NBA and the NFL and the MLB and all the rest of them, all of them, look, Robert Kraft got caught in the massage parlor back in Miami not that long ago. You know what I mean? Like, listen, these dudes are doing whatever they want to do, but they get in front of a camera and they try to act like everything is family friendly and everything is high moral character. Right. I don't know in particular about this particular incident other than what you shared today, but it doesn't sound to me like it may be some layered racism involved. I'm not disputing that, but it sounds more like them trying to uphold this fake high moral standard that they all pretend that they have and that they follow, and we all know it's bullshit. That's just my take on what you shared.
Okay, anybody else got comments? I've been fading in and out, y'all, so y'all just keep that shit rolling.
I for the NBA, I don't think it would have been a good look. For me, something like that, where you go into a sporting event that is a family event, and it would depend for me if they linked up and done something with Magic City. What would they show? Like, what would be something that could be, promoted for it, other than it being just a strip club and a place that got good wings? From what I heard, I haven't been there, but I hear the celebrities talking about their damn wings. Yeah. So, what you say, Jason?
Fabulous. Very good wings. Yeah.
Very good. Oh, okay. See, I heard that. I haven't been myself, but I heard that. So I don't think it was racist. I truly believe that, hey, they realized, yeah, we probably shouldn't do this, because you could turn, especially with it being a black club, oh man, you could turn a bunch of white people away from the NBA. So I guess they came to their senses and realized they could lose some money, which at the end of the day, it's a profit machine. It's always going to be about the money. So I don't believe it was racist. I just think it would have been a bad look for something that really is, that you take your kids to, boys and girls. Nah, I don't think that would have been a good look. I don't believe it's racist.
Okay, anybody else comment on it? No.
I agree with what they said. I don't think it had nothing to do with racism. I think it's the image that strip clubs give, even though
and I can't come in because I was fucking having some bandwidth trouble, so I missed. I just come in, he was talking, and Cree say he gone, and I'm like, fuck, I'm over here trying to move shit, click shit. So I was missing. So y'all just keep that shit rolling. So I'm like, I feel like y'all was feeling now. Oh, shit, it's like fucked up when the host came to keep it going. And
Fade
shit.
away, friend, and then he was gone.
And Jason, I heard Jason say earlier, who turn was it? Pokey said, who was it? And he said, yeah, Pokey. So I don't know if he read my lips or what. I don't fucking know. I'm trying to type in the private chat. Ain't going through. But anyway, before we move on, did anybody else have a comment? Because like I said, I missed that. Anybody else have a comment on what Pokey was saying? Nope. Okay. Well, let me come over here to well, first, Pokey, you got any other comments on it?
No, that was pretty cut and dry. I just wanted to get a little test of the weather about whether or not we thought it was a bad look to go with the strip club in the NBA, or if they stopped it because it was all racism. You know, white folks always putting their foot on our throat. You know.
Yeah, and you know, I didn't get to hear the whole deal or whatever, but for us, the strip club and Roger Kraft or whatever that motherfucker is name with the Patriots, and I think Jerry Jones got caught up in some shit like that or whatever, something like that. You know, and I'm cool with as long as they doing some adult shit and not that pedophile shit.
Right.
So if they up in the strip club, if they getting massaged like I think Deshaun Watson, I think whatever, got caught up in that scandal and it didn't come out that he was getting ready to leave and go somewhere else. He getting a massage. So these guys, superstars, they gotta watch it because you know women know who they are. I think so, and I'll say this before because we can go to Creed. And I didn't get to follow the story because I didn't know it was coming up, but they said Dak Prescott girl didn't want to sign the prenup because you know, I don't know whatever. I don't know. I just heard she didn't want to sign it, but you know, he sounded like no, you know, we finna put a price tag on this here. You ain't finna have open reins and you know, just letting that pussy come up in there like that and no. So, but I don't know. I didn't get. So.
Hey, I hope he left her. But
They split.
But he put 2 kids in her, so she's still good for 18 years.
She good for the next 18, 20 years.
Yeah, you know, in Texas, though, they put a limit on the child support, especially if you're not married.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, that's the only thing I like that Republicans done.
But the only limit, I mean, that sounds favorable to say that we have a limit, but the limit is a percentage of your gross income.
The maximum per child can only be $5,000. Really? Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see the problem with signing prenups though. Like, what's the problem with it? You're marrying this man. This is real life. Why are you worried about divorce? You don't marry to worry about divorce. That's insane.
Hey, Chocolate Buddha is big on prenup.
I want to send you some flowers.
They want that. Women want that money.
I want to send you some flowers.
You don't get married and think about divorce. It don't make sense. Like you already thinking about when it's gonna end. I don't get that. Like,
let me say this, and this is a prime example of why, you know, when we were backstage, I said we need women other than Cree, because Cree, I already know Cree gonna come with some shit that's just gonna make women mad, because you are 100% correct in what you are saying. That's not the method that a lot of women are operating under. And I'm gonna say this: at one point, years ago, I found myself in a relationship with a woman that I really wanted to marry. And when we just started to discuss marriage, I presented her with the prenup and was like, yo, you got to sign this. I said, and if you have a problem with what's written here, it's fine. Choose an attorney. Don't use mine. Choose an attorney. I will pay for that attorney's consultation with you without me there. And you take this document and you verify that this is a document that does not harm you. And she had a fucking fit. So needless to say, I don't know her no more, right? But what I'm saying is when your mindset is different, your mindset is different. Her major argument was my mother told me to never sign a prenup. That was all she kept saying. My mother told me to never.
Damn, her mother basically told her to marry a poor man too, or a dummy.
Chandra, what you feel about prenup?
I mean, I kind of agree with Creed, just because, like, when you get married and stuff like that, like you get, like she said, you get married not to divorce. I mean, those things do happen, you know. But also heard somebody say the comment about women are about the money. I mean, not all women are like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I own my own just because of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I know that marriage is like the same these days. I know that, you know, so I don't think back in the day it wasn't even a prenup at the time, you know, so that wasn't even the thoughts. right then and there. But now all of a sudden, you know, I mean, unless you got like a whole bunch of money, like buku money, I see where that could come in handy, or you just have access to a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know, I don't know about that prenup stuff. Like,
let me say this, and I got you,
There
Jay.
we go. That's the part I'm looking for right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just some outrageous stuff like you gotta have sex with me 3 times a day, or you gotta get
It's
tubes
just
tied
standards,
after
like,
we have kids, or if it's strictly about the money, I don't see why
Yeah.
you wouldn't sign. You get ready to be with this person. And I've been married twice, and if I get married again, it's because I think in my head, and call me naive, that I'm gonna do everything it takes to make this joker last forever. Like,
Right.
But you see,
hold on, I'm not addressing the comments. Somebody want my cash app.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
No,
yeah, he's
hell
talking about we
no.
love Korean China and what's her cash app and shit. He want to pay. What he trying to pay for shit? But let me,
Man, you know what you're trying to pay for, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
shit.
tell me, I'm wondering what the damn subject is.
You let me find out you selling underwear, Creed.
No,
Hey,
absolutely.
yo.
use the underwear.
Hey, they pre-owned. That's
I ain't
crazy.
even wearing them.
Hey, check this out though. Damn, she said you ain't wearing any. What?
oh Lord, we ain't gonna get started on that, huh, Wizzo?
Oh man,
Yeah,
hey, that's a lucky. That's a
Nah,
lucky tier.
Oh, okay. I need to see what Jason had. When Coach C was talking, he was fixing to say something called.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell y'all something about some panties, but she just told me don't say nothing. So shit. But
What I wanted to interject was, you know, Coach C said that a lot of women are not on the money thing, and I beg to differ from a place of humility. I beg to differ because it's stupid if you're not. If you are a woman dealing with a man, there's a fine line between you understanding what provision looks like financially and economically while you with this person and you being a gold digger. So I'm saying that I have a problem with the gold digger portion, with the excessive portion, with, like Cree was saying, with certain prenups where they talking about certain crazy, weird requirements. I get that. That's a problem. But I'm saying I think it's not smart for any woman. I don't have a daughter, but if I had one, I would teach her that you also have to be smart enough to understand what provision is supposed to look like. And if this man can't provide for you financially in order to have a productive and healthy family financially, then you got to write him off. Like there's still a fine line. So I'm a 100% advocate that women should be looking at a man's finances, as, you know, and to ensure that she's not hooking her wagon to a dud, right? So I think there's a fine line, and I think what that nuance is what's missed when anybody, male or female, takes a hard line against or for the financial component. That's just my personal opinion.
and I'm thinking.
I mean, I
heard-
agree with that as far as what you was talking about, the whole gold digging side. That's the part I'm kind of looking at. Like, not okay, so maybe let me just rephrase.
Right.
Not all women gold diggers, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I do agree.
I agree.
That,
I do agree. With
no, I do agree that women, definitely should, want a man that would, of course, the stability part side of it. So I understand that too. So, I agree with you on that.
Well, I'm gonna say this right here, and then we can have a couple more comments if we want to, and then because I got to go to Cree because I'm not sure how long she's gonna be with us. I want to make sure she get
No,
out.
I'm staying, friend. I'm staying for
Oh,
this.
you
I'm
are?
here to
Okay,
stay.
I was trying to rush because I know you was on from when we talked earlier, so I didn't want to make you not get yours. But so let's say this right here. So I hear what the ladies saying. I hear what the guys are saying. So I'm this guy. I'm making Dak Prescott money. I'm making millions or whatever and shit like that. I'm making millions of money. And you trying to tell me as a woman that you don't where am I trying to go with this motherfucker? I had it right there in my mind, and then there it went. And there go my
You don't want this
bandwidth.
money? Is that what you're trying to say?
You don't look at the money. You can't help but see the money. The money is there. Men leave with money when they got money. So it's
No,
not like all a woman
no,
thing. Let me say this.
no,
Let me say this before while
no.
you're shaking your head, because I've experienced it. And I can only speak on my experiences.
Okay.
So
right.
I was going to add something, but I'll add it in a minute. Let me say this first. Men who have a lot of money that I know of, that I experienced, they leave with the money. Like they give you money. Like the guy I was engaged to, like he would not allow me to pay for anything. And if I gave him money to help up on whatever, he would find a way to give it back. Like it would be money in my car. Like, so don't say men don't leave. You might call them simps. You have all kind of names for them, but some men leave with money. And
Yo, he was tricky,
here's the
bro.
extra part that I want to put on this. some men have things wrong with them, or they're not attractive, or they're bad built, or whatever the case may be, and they want a particular type of woman, that young model. That's why some of those guys end up with Instagram models, because they want them. How do you think they get them? It's not because the Instagram models attracted to them. They're attracted to what they have and what they have to offer, which is AKA money. So even Tyrese got an Instagram model. You think she was just like, oh, I love Tyrese? No, she loved what Tyrese represents. So
What?
that's why a lot of like Hugh Hefner ain't no way, if he didn't have no money, could go get all those women that he had. So what is he using to get the women? The money. So it's not just like a woman saying my hand out. No, the man wants something and the woman wants something as well. Like, what can you do to make it even or make it make sense? Like, make it make sense.
I want to.
I don't like you like that. So why would I go be in your house, in your mansion? Like, I go party with you, but I don't like you like that. Well, you gonna like it if I can buy you product.
I got you, Poke. Let's go to Jason after this.
And your child, yeah. It just go together.
I want to respond to that because the men that lead with their money don't have much else to offer you. And I'm not saying they don't have the money. It was a time that I thought clearly he don't have it, or what he's got, he's laying out there up front for you, right? I'm saying he don't have much else to offer you. Now, it's one thing for you to be able to tell that a man has a little bit of means based on maybe what he drives when he picks you up for the date, or where the date occurs, or how. Listen, I've taken, let's fly off and do a weekend date for a first date, right? So it's ways for a woman to be able to tell that a man has money, but leading with money and talking about how well off you are, it's usually a sign that that man doesn't have very much substance to offer you. And if all you're looking for is the money, I say hook up, right? Hook your wagon to him and take the ride, right? But if you're looking for a real man of substance and you also would like for him to be able to provision for you very financially, very well, then that man typically is not going to lead with that. I'm telling you right now, I don't consider myself a rich man by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm okay, right? And if I do something for you in the beginning, which is going to be customary, and we go on these dates and I pay, and like you say, if I offer money, he gives it back, I'm not giving that back. I'm not giving it back. The times you'll be able to understand that I probably have a little bit more money than I'm letting on is when I ask you what you do and you say, oh, I work at this place. And I just say, okay. I don't need a bunch of detail about how much money you're getting, or where you're working, or where you're living, or what you're driving, or how you're paying for it, or none of that, because none of that is relevant to me. But I think if a man leads with all of that kind of stuff, with his financial acumen and what he, I invest in it. Like I say all the time, I watch these Pop the Balloon shows where the dude lay out that he got 5 different jobs and 3 different businesses. Trash. You trash, bro. Like you know what I mean? You out here because you trying to use that as your attention getter, right? Me, I'm just gonna tell you my primary job and occupation, and that's what I do. I'm not telling you about none of my other stuff that I got going on. You can figure that out later as the relationship goes on and gets deeper. I'm not leading with that. So there are men who lead that way, and I understand you speaking from your own personal experience, but that's a different type of man. That's not a bunch of us that's running around just leading with that money out there like that. Clearly he didn't get where he needed to get because you said your ex-fiance, so it didn't work. You see what I'm saying? You did what I'm saying. So
let's see what Pokey had to say, because I'm glad y'all rolled with that shit, because I had lost my shit that I was trying to go with, but I'm glad y'all got my back. That's what I'm talking about. Shit. Poke, what you got, Poke? What's your comment on it?
Yes, sir. Oh my goodness. Boy, it took everything for me not to jump in here. Lord mercy. Okay, so men lead with dick.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Okay.
Creed didn't hear that.
Yeah. I'll bring it. I'll run it. I'll wait till she come back.
Yeah.
Hey,
right.
well, while he waiting, can I say something? I don't need Creed here.
Wait, here she is. Creed, you missed what Pokey said. Men lead with.
Men lead with dick. There's a period behind that. And here, let me break it down for you. Let me break it down.
That ain't been my experience. What about Coach? It ain't been my experience, because you can't
Chan,
I wouldn't even know.
Hold up, let's let him finish, y'all. We can't.
How wouldn't you
We gotta
know?
let him finish. We gotta let him finish.
Chan, Creed, the ladies that's listening to this, y'all have been offered more dicks than dollars any day of the year. All right? Y'all have been offered more dicks than dollars any day of the year because men lead with dick. When we first start getting interested in girls, we have no dollars to offer to now one of y'all. But you know what we got to offer?
Right.
Dick. And we damn sure trying to give it to you. All right?
Stop that,
That
Calvin.
men lead with cash shit, that is somebody who either has a little dick, no game, or is short Texas. But men lead with dick. I'm trying to fuck something. That's what men lead with. Period. There is no I know now. What you know is some sucker ass nigga that ain't dicking down right.
Damn.
Sorry. Yellow belly, liver tight.
What is
That's
going
you talking
on here?
about, Creed.
The Holy
Because
Ghost.
otherwise, the first time a man hollered at you, you know what he was offering you? Dick.
Okay, so you don't mean literally.
Ladies
You're
in the
just
chat,
saying
what you
Word.
being offered the first time a
You
man
taking
talked
it
to
wrong,
you?
man.
Dick.
Wow.
The last time a man talked to you, he was offering you dick.
No matter what
We
he
heard
was saying, he was
We
talking
hear
dick.
see, that's the thing.
Period.
That's
Word.
Oh my goodness.
I
Look,
can't now.
look. There are males who feel like cash is the way.
Man.
Not gonna lie about that. But the majority of every man who has ever tried to get next to you, he was offering you dick.
Long, vicious backstrokes, man.
Okay. Every woman listening, everyone who's gonna listen, you have been offered more dick than dollar any day.
Damn.
Period. When you go
Well,
back
you know-
and check, when you go back and check your Carfax and your bank account, I guarantee you, yeah, it's dicks outdoing dollars.
God damn.
Damn.
Hey, Big Poop, that
I'm
sounds
sorry.
great.
Forgive me. I had to
Don't
wait so long.
apologize.
And-
Don't
and-
apologize.
and
We know
need
that's
to
the
stop.
goal.
We need to
That's
stop
woman.
playing. Men lead with dollars. Sorry males lead with dollars. Motherfuckers who know how to fuck something leading with that dick.
Oh,
Hey,
Damn.
yo,
He
my
put
man,
emphasis
he
on
on the
that.
road.
However you
Let's,
want to pick
let's-
it. Not in my
and,
experience.
and I ain't even done. And let me, I'm gonna stop there.
Go ahead,
But Jason,
finish
you
it.
said something. I got to get back to that. You said something. I got to get back to that. But I'm done right there.
Okay, so we need to hit Rico in 7. So
Okay.
let's and then but don't y'all forget what y'all gonna say. But I just can't have two people going back to so everybody can get in on it. Rico, go ahead.
Hey, I think. Wait, I'm gonna just try to clean up what Pope was saying. I think he's saying is that when a man sees a woman, when we approach you, we do not know you'll be a good wife, you'll be a good mother. We don't know that. We approach you because we want to fuck. One and only reason we walk up to you to meet you is we want to have sex with you. Anything that happens after that is a plus. So a man, I can agree with some what Pokey said, but a lot of men they lead. Some men they lead with money because it's the quickest way to get some. I mean, it is. You offer a girl some money. You offer a girl like you, especially when you're young. When you're young and you have a car or something, think about it. When you go back to school, who get all the pussy? The athletes. When you go back to high school, the girls love the athletes. Then after you get out of school, they want the man with the job who got the nice car with the rims and all of that. So me personally, I don't see anything wrong with that with the woman who want a man that has things, because that's normal, that's natural in any species. Well, any mammals, hell, lions, they only gonna mate with the lion who wins the fight. Most animals are like that. So I understand it. But to get back on topic with what we were talking about earlier, with the whole prenup thing, look at T.O. He married that white woman without a prenup. 30 days later, she divorced him, and now she gets half his shit. Then you look at that soccer player. He married her. They wasn't married long, but she went after him, but he ended up having everything in his mama name. There are women out there who are all about the money. Hell, Steven Jackson, he left his wife on the altar because she still refused to sign a prenup. Yeah, so those are telltale signs right there that the woman, like with that, she got the 2 kids. That's a security for her, but she wanted more. She wanted it all. And she had every intention of leaving him at some point, finding a reason to leave. A woman, in my opinion, a woman that won't, or a man that won't sign a prenup and they go, oh, you already counting us out. We looking into a divorce. I don't think we need it, blah, blah. No, it's because at the end of the day, you want his money and you're going to wait and then you're going to look for an out. And they're going to have a couple kids like she already got those. Now, if she'd got that wedding without the prenup, oh man, she'd have divorced him within 2 years and got half his money. He's no fool. I believe that's the reason why he left him, because he realized that's what it was all about. So I understand it, but it goes back and forth between the men and women. Back on what Pokey said, hell, it's sex is what a man wants. Sex drives us, ladies. Whether y'all believe that or not, especially when we're younger, we're driven by sex. When we walk up to you, like Cree, Chandra, if I saw y'all not walk up, well, I've seen Cree before. If I walk up, if I didn't know Cree, I've seen her before, and I walk up on her. Hell yeah, I'm gonna try to talk. I know what she looked like. I know everything. I don't know everything about her. Physically, I do, and it looked good. So, hey.
All right, let's see what go ahead. So let's see what seven ain't got to get in yet. Then we got to hit the ladies up right quick. Seven, what's up?
Well, firstly, I would like to say that the bottom line to a lot of this shit is women is whole time prostitutes, bro. I think motherfuckers definitely they not thinking about this, but if women are hell bent on money like they say they is, that means you could buy the pussy, and that is very serious. That's a serious accusation to look at. Because we gonna say this: what Pokey said was true. I don't give no fuck what a nigga lead with. Whole time behind them words, he leading with dick, bro. That other shit is just the forefront. That's the front man. You just trying to use it to nail. Because, like my man Rico said, I don't even fucking know you. You just a regular old stupid bitch to me. I'm trying to fuck, bro. Yeah, I don't give no fuck if you smart, stupid, retarded. I don't give a fuck. When Cree got up, the first thing I seen was that ass. That's the first thing I'm gonna see when I'm gonna see look at a bitch is that ass. I'm going for it. Now, the thing that most people confused with is they like, yo, I want to motherfucking impress this girl, so I'm gonna be real with her. And girls agree. They want the truth. I know that's a goddamn lie. Bitches don't want no truth. Women love lies, so I'm gonna sell them a lie. Most niggas will lead with I got money. I'm gonna tell a bitch I'm an astronaut because later on I'm gonna tell that bitch I want space. You know what I'm saying? So these niggas is motherfucker. I'm not gonna tell you I got no money or none of that shit because women really don't care about money for real. What women really find attractive is status because women are social creatures. That's when if you actually beef with a woman will try to destroy you socially. A man beat your ass. We don't get no fuck about that social shit. So that's a woman's weapon, is social shit. So a woman looks at a man's social status and she gets attracted by that because that to her is power. Men don't give a fuck about any of that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we real baseline shit. Like, we like power. If a bitch looks attractive, we want that. A woman want to be like, are you gonna get to know my personality? Most men don't give a fuck. As long as you're not crazy and you trying to destroy my shit, bitch, we cool. You know what I'm saying? Just don't get out of pocket. Like, people got it kind of confused for real. But women really are whole time prostitutes, especially in today's time. Now, this is not every woman,
Right.
but when you do meet them women that are hell bent on money like that, they want a nigga to take care of them. We find that socially, these are the same type of women that'll brag to you and be like, I got my own car, I got my own apartment. Bitch, we don't care about that shit. That shit is what an adult's supposed to do. That means you're just being an adult. You're not doing nothing special. You know what I'm saying? So we have to look outside these certain constructs of what a person's saying and actually see what they want. And a lot of times women want you to lie to them. That's what I know.
All right, let's see what Creed got, and then we'll hear what Coach C got.
After this joker right here.
Okay, well, we'll go to Coach C. Coach C, what you got?
I mean, like he said, all women, that's not all women, that's just some women. And I think that there's a lot of women, that are seasoned enough to know the difference between the two. There's expectation, there's standard there's boundaries. I have a daughter. So, you know, how I raised my daughter was married now. So that's good. I'm glad because of how everything's going in the world now with these men. But anyway, I have raised my daughter to make sure she have her own, you know what I'm saying? So she wouldn't have to worry about stuff like that, you know, so she won't have to get bamboozled by he got money or him trying to trick her out or be a prostitute. So you say, I try to raise my daughter to make sure she has her own so she won't have to worry about that. I mean, so she won't have to worry about giving it up for just going out to have an $8 drink. So now you done gave it up for a drink that costs $8, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, like, and also for my son, I do have a boy, you know, and like I have said before on this podcast, you know, I always try to, you know, tell my son, like, don't ever treat no woman how you wouldn't want no man to treat your mother or your sister. You know what I'm saying? I understand he is a young man. Listen, I understand he is a young man and he is going to do young man things, but me as a mother, you know what I'm saying? I would like to at least try to instill, you know, something in him so he can be respectful, you know what I'm saying, to women or whatever, you know. So, but I mean, being a seasoned woman now, you know, now I ain't going for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going for nobody trying to, you know, saying trip me up with no money, you know what I'm saying, or anything. I know the difference between the two. Yeah, I have got bamboozled in the past, but now I ain't letting that shit fly.
Bravo. That ain't must be a good dude in the past who bamboozled you, by the way.
Jason, oh, you ready, Creek? Mm-hmm. Oh, she ready now. Okay.
So I like to say this, like the whole prostitute thing is insane. That narrative came from men. Like y'all the reason why.
What?
So much. I want. Because like Jason said, y'all ain't got nothing else to offer. Okay? What? The very few select men that have something to offer other than money. Y'all damaged, y'all been used, mistreated, beaten by the women in your life, and you don't know how to treat women when you see them. All you think about is sex. Y'all prove it every time I come on this podcast with y'all.
That's nature.
Say it out your mouth that all we care about is sex. I think Jason probably the only one who don't come with that. What is that? What? It don't matter. He agree with y'all, so he's still in that role too. That's the first thing. That's the only thing that matters. And until we get it, it is what it is. Y'all don't do nothing but make yourself look and seem stupid when you say that. You say that's reality, but that's not every woman's experience. Granted, of course, there are many guys that come and lead with what Big Poke said, but the ones that don't, even though you saying like, regardless, that's what they want. It's not like women are not sexual beings either. They want that too, but they're not gonna walk up to you. Well, they might walk up to you and be like, "Yeah, I want to do that." Yeah. But when it's an exchange, I don't see nothing wrong with two consenting adults exchanging whatever, whether it's money. So I wouldn't label it prostitution.
Well, that's just the principle of prostitution.
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead, Creek.
I'm done.
Yeah, we gotta let everybody finish saying what they were saying, so that way everybody can't hear everybody. We all get to talking at one time. So let's try to keep a little. Just if I don't get to you right then, make a note, and then we gonna come back. You can always kick it back in reverse. But Jason threw his hand up a while ago, so I need to see what Jason was saying.
I have a rebuttal for Coach C, where she was talking about how she tells her son, you know, don't treat a young lady, you know, how you would want, you know, somebody to treat your mother. I wholeheartedly disagree with that, and I did not teach my sons that. I taught my sons that there's a difference between a bitch, a hoe, and a young lady. And don't confuse the treatment of all three. You can't treat a hoe like a young lady. You can't treat a bitch like a young lady. And you can't treat a young lady like a bitch or a hoe, because a young lady has been taught by her family not to go for that. So you're going to lose her. And she deserves better because she knows better. And a bitch need to be treated like a bitch, and a hoe need to be treated like a hoe, or they going to run through your pockets and your whole life and leave you in shambles. So what he has to recognize is the difference in these young ladies. And I'm sure that you raised your son to be a young gentleman and your daughter to be a young lady, and that's how he should focus on. Because I've had to tell my son when he first started dating, he was 17, 18 years old. I said, listen, the problem you got is you got yourself a bitch, and you trying to treat her like a young lady, and that's a problem. That's not going to work out for you. So you got to treat her different. You got to treat her commiserate with how she's acting and how she deserves to be treated. And there's a difference. And that goes through and through all the way with me. So that's just was my rebuttal to what you were saying. I'm not saying you were wrong for what you taught your son, but you also teaching him that way in particular might set him up for the okie doke, because these girls out here got mamas that's teaching them to run dudes' pockets and get anything they can from these young guys. And then when the young guy trying to do right by them, then they just shitting on them. And it's because they've been trained to not treat women any way other than they want somebody to treat their mother or their sister. That's my only issue with that concept. And my second thing was what Chris said, that the narrative came from men. That's not true, because the reality is when a woman say, hey, come on through here and get this, we're going to do a little side thing or whatever we doing, you get up, man, it's finna cost you I need $50 to put on whatever, or I need $80. If you ain't got but $120, that'll help me out. Come on, Creed, y'all, come on, man. Y'all, come on, man.
I have never done that.
And so the reality is that a man understands from a young man that when he go get it, it's going to cost him. It's going to cost a little money out of
You going to pay something for it.
You don't show up with groceries. If she got kids and you don't show up with groceries already in the beginning, it's definitely going to cost you on your way out when you putting them pants on.
You going to pay something for it.
You paying for it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rico.
Look, for Creek, that's saying like, you saying like we only want sex that's stupid, but that's in our nature. That is in our nature. We have like 30, 50 million goddamn sperm cells daily that want to get out. They need to get out for us to stay healthy. But it's in our nature, especially when we're young, to want sex. And for Coach C, I know you say, like, I totally agree with what Jason said about that with the women and stuff like that. I told my youngest son the similar things, but he's a young man. How old is he?
No, listen, I'm not. Trust me, I ain't raising.
I just want to know how old he is.
All I'm trying to say is I'm not raising no simp either. So let's just be clear on that. Okay, so
that's not what I was about to say. I wasn't going.
Okay, what I will say is. Okay, what I will say is, what I'm trying to say is, I do agree with what you're saying, but I'm a woman, so I'm telling him from a woman's standpoint. You're a man, so I hear what you're saying, and I hear what you're saying. But I do agree with the whole young thing. Like I said, he's a young man, so he's gonna do what he do. But at least let me, as a woman, try to do what I need to do as a mother. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, my son is 18. Rico, if you
he 18. Oh man, his hormones are going crazy. What that boy? Look, a woman blow at him, he ready to hit it. You can't even control that thing when you're 18. So
I'm not trying to, but I at least want to, let me.
No, not you control it. He can't control it. I'm saying when it pops up on him, like anything at 18, a woman can smell good and walk past him. He gonna put his book bag over him. I'm telling you, she's Russian. And I got it in school. We had dances. I got embarrassed all the time. I used to say, "I'm sorry, I can't control." Like it does that by itself. I used to tell the girls,
I'm dancing harder with that motherfucker.
Let's take this out.
He's gonna do what he does. But I'll say this for the women out there that's watching, and say that men lead with their money and men all they want with is sex, and the woman don't necessarily want that. The longer you make a man wait for sex, you don't have to go through all that, because eventually he will show you who he is. Because most women, most women, man, on about the third date, they done gave it up. Look,
the woman, when I was that age, a woman hold out, I'm shooting a deuce.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I ain't got time to wait on you because I got other ones that'll come in.
Don't give it
up. At that age. Not at that
age.
No. I'm not just talking about 18 or a teenager.
No, I'm saying post 30.
Yeah.
Pre-30.
Yeah,
I hear you. I see you, Creed, but I gotta hit Pokey in 7 and it will come back to Creed.
Go ahead.
I need to see what Pokey had. He's been, but first let me thank all the viewers out there for watching. We appreciate it. Hey, if y'all leave, I'm telling you, you never know where this conversation is going. This is an adult conversation between men and women. Y'all better sit y'all ass down and listen up, because it takes all kind of twists and turns up in this damn thing. We all over the damn place, but we staying where we need to stay. We still talking grown folk shit. Hope.
Get him over there. Get over.
All right. So there's a couple of different things. Like I'll be John Brown. So we're initially talking about prenups. And for those who seem to have a problem with prenups, I just want to bring up 3 names that they probably would have felt better about their lives right now if they had signed prenups. Journey Smollett, Mary J. Blige, Sherry Shepherd. I guarantee you, each one of them would be a whole lot happier about their lives right now if they had signed some prenups or had some prenups signed. I just wanted to bring that back.
Okay.
Now, the thing that I was waiting to address longest is Jason.
Okay.
You had brought up when you were talking about men need to provide. Now, you know I rock with you strong. It's just that there's a caveat to that.
Mm-hmm.
When we always can throw out that protect and provide as defined almost to a T for men, but when it comes to peace and pleasure, that gets to be something that's floating in the wind and decided by ladies when they feel like it. So that's where you didn't mention it, and that's why I'm bringing it up now. It's
That's a requirement.
You were very defined about men
That's
being
requirement.
providers and that role that's designed, but it's very rare that the role about what peace and pleasure is that a woman's supposed to be in a relationship is ever so thoroughly defined, which is what I wanted to make sure we brought that back.
It's thoroughly defined for me. I got it on right in black and white.
Yeah. For sure.
All right, 7, and then we're gonna see what Cree got before we switch gears. We might switch gears. Shit, hell, they might bring up some of the same shit. I don't know, but I'm gonna come to
both Cree and Coach. I got something for her.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 7, and then I need to see what Cree was. If she gonna either roll with what we rolling with, or she gonna throw something out there on her own. 7, what's up?
If a man wants pussy and a woman want money, she is definitely selling pussy, bro. I don't even know why motherfuckers even arguing with that. Shit is just basic fucking math, bro. 2, I don't give no fuck how much you love your son. You fucking him up, bro. Because the first lesson a son should be taught is don't ever take no fucking relationship advice from a woman. Hell no.
I'm not giving him any relationship advice.
Yes, you are. Hey, listen, if we was in a battle, right, and the woman side is the enemy side to the man side, why the fuck would I take advice from the enemy, bro? That's crazy fucking work, man. Hell no.
All I'm trying to say is I'm being a mom.
You're being a mom, but listen, you're still giving them bad fucking advice because women.
No, I'm not giving him any bad advice. That's just your opinion.
Happy.
Hey, let's not attack one another. That's not that we're doing that because
I don't even want to attack nobody personally.
Okay.
This is a gender thing. This is for all women. Stop giving your fucking sons advice about y'all, man, because y'all just want to be happy, right? When you look at the divorce rate, right, this shit is pushed by mostly women. So obviously women don't really know what they want. If y'all giving up the pussy and then y'all gonna turn around and say how bad this nigga was, what does this say about your judgment? I don't want advice from that, bro. Y'all not deciding well. And you selling pussy, can't even admit it. This is the facts of nature. Not my opinion. This is factual. If I'm in a relationship with you, right, I don't give a fuck about me getting a fucking conversation or your attitude or whatever. A nigga, let's be real. Niggas are in a relationship with women for vagina. Because if I just wanted to have somebody to talk to and get along with, I would hang with my boys. I don't motherfucking need your attitude and all that other shit to go with that. That's what comes along with a woman, right? The thing is, once women get through their mind, niggas want consistent pussy. That's why I'm in a relationship. This is science. This is science. Y'all is in a relationship for other shit. Men are mostly in relationships for consistent vagina. I don't give a fuck about that because listen, I'm a lot of hoes anyway, so I'm gonna get pussy wherever the fuck is at. You know what I'm saying? Because see, I know when you get in a relationship with a woman, the further you go in that relationship, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get less pussy the further you go. At the beginning of the relationship, she gonna be fucking you like it's gold. And then once she become your girlfriend, you're gonna get less. And then when she become your wife, you're gonna get even fucking less. I can't even make sense out of that shit, bro. It don't make no sense. This is factual science, though.
So I don't know if Cree lights
Oh,
going
man.
after 7. So I was coming to you.
I'm going. It's okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
are you gonna? You got something you was throwing out there? Are you gonna rock with something?
Absolutely. After he just said all that foolishness, that's insane. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that means I don't know why he used the term girlfriend or wife. He means prostitute. So if he get in a relationship, he mean he got in a relationship with a prostitute. Because he said all women that have sex are prostitutes. So he will be marrying a prostitute.
Booyah.
Okay.
Right there.
I know a lot of women of substance, so everybody ain't marrying no prostitute. Okay, some of them go for that, but a lot of men that I know with a good head on their shoulders have women of substance. And when you talk about attitudes and just natural things, men have those same damn things. Attitude, anger issues. We all got some mental problems. Okay, that does not just go for women. It's some men who gossip more than women do, and I know a couple of them too. All right, are drama queens, kings, whatever, but they still full of drama. Okay, that is a gender neutral quality, so you know. All right, and don't act like it's not women out here paying. That's why they have sugar babies like that. That could be a male. Like it's men out here doing the same thing. You try to separate us, but guess what, brother? We all riding the same float. All of it. It's both. It's not just one or the other. Okay, so are those men selling dick? Probably, huh? Everybody a prostitute. Everybody a prostitute, according to you. All right,
Yeah.
don't make sense. No, we're individuals. No two people are alike. You and Rico said something earlier about
Hell no.
it's in his nature to be that way, and that's why it's something called self-control. Like, and a lot of men. Here's your quote: when you get older, when some of them get older and still be crazy out there, which is why some of them end up with all these diseases that they transferring and be on the down low, and they want men and women, and you don't really know what they got going on until they come out the closet. This is a real life situation. Folks can't control their body, so y'all making it seem like it's a woman problem. It's a human problem. There's a lot of humans out here that's lost. Okay, selling their body. So don't make it seem like women just prostitute that, but he's a clown, so I don't know why.
I look, I'm gonna clean up. I believe I'm gonna clean up what Seven is saying. So this, I'm gonna try to clean it up anyway.
You can't.
In my opinion, this is what Seven is saying. Okay,
Lord.
as it's women want a man who can provide, protect, all of the above, right? That's the way it's supposed to be. So I'm taking from what Seven
Isn't
said.
that what you just said?
What?
That is the way it's supposed to be. That came from y'all.
That's the natural order of that is the natural order of things.
When I say it came from y'all, that's what I mean. You said out your own mouth, but I said it's a problem. You shaking your head. Oh no! But when the man said,
Wait, I'm sorry.
Wait,
Hold on.
I didn't say anything
I have
yet.
to interject. Hold on, Rico.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I have to interject. Creed, are you saying that the protect and provide part of the relationship structure for man and woman came from man?
absolutely, we
Are you
wasn't
an
even a
atheist?
whole citizen.
Hold
We
on.
wasn't
Are you
even
an
a whole
atheist?
citizen. Y'all, the
Are
idea
you an
came from y'all.
atheist?
All y'all, the idea came from y'all wanting all y'all kids to be with the same
Are
woman.
you an
We
atheist?
couldn't even work. We couldn't buy houses. We couldn't. That's why the whole woman movement started. We didn't have the same rights as y'all.
I see you,
Yeah,
Jason.
for real.
I'm sorry, Creed. My question that I have to have it answered. Are you an atheist?
No, absolutely
No.
not.
So you do believe in the prime creator?
I believe in a higher power.
That a
I
prime
do not
creator.
believe in the Bible.
I'm
Okay.
being specific. One prime creator.
I believe in a higher power. It could be several creators. I don't know. I'm not gonna say one anything. Now, what's your next question? And hurry up and get to it. Because
Hey, yo, what
I can't because you don't have a
men
defined
been
belief.
ruling the world
You
since the
don't have a
beginning of
defined
time.
belief, so you can fluctuate as you please. So I can't answer your next question.
It's hot in here.
You can hit the wave board at your leisure since you don't have a defined
Go
belief.
ahead, big bro. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Sorry.
look, okay, look, this is what I was trying to say. All I'm saying is, like, he was saying prostitution and stuff like that. But when you say men created, you know, I'm not even gonna go in that rabbit hole. I'm just keep going with what I was talking about. But what I feel like what he's saying is because that is what women look for, which is fine and that's normal, that's natural. But what I believe Seven is saying that because that's what they're looking for, he's calling them prostitutes. I would not call a woman a prostitute for that, because any person should want to be with someone who can help or provide for them or help them grow and build. But in a woman's case, though, that's mainly the thing that they look for. But that's because that's a social construct or societal norm. They're wired that way in every mammal species that there is, whether animal or human. So I wouldn't call it a prostitute. I would just say I understand what he was saying that women are prostitutes because that's what they want, but I don't would agree with calling them that. But Reed, I'll ask you one question. You say that that's something men created.
Wait,
so
you have
you
a
believe
comment about what I said?
We
I
can't.
have a question. I have one question. Do you believe that you can protect a man with just your hands?
What? Absolutely
Because
not.
you said that's a male. You said that was created by man. So you saying you think?
Because it was.
But do you
Y'all
think a
run
woman
everything.
can? Do you think a woman can defend a man?
What?
Do you believe a
I'm sure
woman
some
can
women can defend a man. I'm sure some women
Let's-
can. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah,
Okay.
some women knock the shit out of men, but Jason,
I'm sure some can.
Jason,
I mean,
what's up?
I don't want to have to check my man though. So
I'm saying that I disagree
I'm
with
not
Cree
done.
when she says that that came from men. The concept is called hypergamy, right? We talked about it on this podcast before. Hypergamy is built into the DNA and biology of every woman, regardless of what her species is. Somebody, I think it was Rico, was talking about animals and mammals and all of this. Female species are born with the innate ability to choose the best partner based on provision and protection.
Yeah.
Period. That's not a construct of men. That's not something men created. And then you referenced, the women of the past and that we had an issue or whatever. Black women were not having a problem in the 30s and 40s and 50s with their marriages and their families. That second and third wave feminism that was infiltrated by white women and women's suffragist movements was foisted upon Black women. Black women were fine in their relationships. There was a combination of social and other things, economic things, and policy changes that were meant for the destruction of the Black family that allowed that feminism to come in and say to the Black woman that you need to get this man out of the house and you don't have to depend on this man. And this is something that was a natural thing that was happening long before men and in general and white men in particular got involved in the Black unit as a family. And so that's not something that was created by men. That for real, the word is called hypergamy. Look that up. It's scientific. Women are born, which is why a successful woman like yourself, Cree, I consider you one of the successful women that I know. You won't go to McDonald's and get a sexy dude that you see. That's not in you to do that, right? Even though you can take care of yourself, you're gonna go find another successful man or a little bit more successful than you, or is at best, I mean, at least as successful as you, to join your life with. You're not going to waste your time on some guy that work at McDonald's. Don't give a damn how sexy or nice he is or how much money he getting when he ain't on fries, right? That's not in you because, say it again.
Preacher.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's called hypergamy, meaning that's something in you that wasn't created by any man, human at all. That's built into your DNA to expect a man to protect and provide for you, regardless of what you're doing. Which is why we don't never see y'all remember when they did a live airing of the wedding between Stedman and Oprah?
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, because it ain't gonna happen. Because she ain't gonna marry him. You dig what I'm saying? Because she's designed to get a man, and she's so successful that she's worked herself out of. Listen, do you want to be with her? And I ain't talking about her looks. I ain't talking about who she is as a person. I'm not talking about her character. I'm saying how she gonna make you feel every day being a billionaire. And here you just come in with even if you doing $500,000 a year, you ain't gonna feel like shit next to her. So the reality is you ain't gonna feel like you can provide and protect for that woman. So that's just the reality. She got a security team. So that's what it is. It's in her biology. It's in her DNA.
Hey, I'm gonna have to
let's
disagree
go
with
to
you on that.
Cree, and
Can I
then we're gonna see what
quick?
Coach got. Go ahead, Cree.
Okay, I have to disagree with you on that because I know too many women who take care of men. So if it's in their DNA, why the hell are they taking care of men and
Hold on.
stooping down to this level? Okay, so
You that's
finish,
anecdotal.
finish.
That's anecdotal. That's anecdotal. That's anecdotal.
Let me
Meaning we
finish.
speaking,
And when
but
I
we
was
speaking.
referring,
Hold on, but we speaking in generalities. And if we gonna speak in generalities, every time we speak in a generality, and you say, "Well, I know this one person or these few
so a
people,"
lot,
that's anecdotal. That's not. That's
a
not a
lot,
trend. That's anecdotal evidence.
a lot. But anyway, that's beside the point because women be with these men in prison, like they be. It's okay. That's regardless. So what I'm talking about is I'm referring to the 1900s. Like we couldn't even vote as women. You can't tell me that men wasn't ruling the world. They were. Like we couldn't vote. We couldn't go get a house. We couldn't get loans unless we had a husband with our husband with us.
Why?
So
Who was responsible for all the debt? 100% of the debt. Who could take on debt in that same time frame?
you mean the men?
That's it.
Who
Woman
could be
could not
taxed
have
in that
any
same
debts
time?
Exactly.
connected to her.
So that's my point as far as a woman.
Her debt was connected to a man, period. And that's why she wasn't allowed to do any of those things, nor did she have a desire to, because her leader, the man of the household, was in charge of her debt. He was in charge of her
So
provision.
that
He was
is a
in charge
social
of her provision.
construct.
And
Those
it was
women
fine
raise
until
girls.
feminism came in and said it wasn't fine.
Those women raise girls, get you a man equality before they even born. Like when the babies was being sold off to, because of status, they was sold off to guys.
In the 1900s, the Industrial Revolution hadn't even happened yet.
Right.
People were still living on subsistence. Okay, people were still in farms. Cree.
It doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Cree.
You saying like that didn't happen.
It's one thing y'all missing about what Cree said.
Somewhere.
Chris, one thing you're missing about what you said. You're saying we couldn't vote, we couldn't do anything. Hell, we couldn't either. Black people, period. The men couldn't either. We couldn't do none of that. So
I'm talking about in general. You separate black from everybody else.
We couldn't do any of that shit either. To what?
But how you trying to blame us for something we had no power or authority?
I don't do separatism.
Hey,
go ahead. Time out.
Yeah, time out for a second, y'all. We got. I know everybody's hyped and we going and getting at it, but we can't all talk at one time. So let's just keep it. Try to take a note and come back to it and everything like that. But I need to go to Coach, and then we can go and get back to what everybody was saying because she may have a comment. She ain't got to say nothing here in a little while.
Yeah, I have got to say nothing in a little while. So I want to be clear, and I want to get this out here. A woman is going to give, especially when it comes to children, a woman's going to give advice from with the best that she knows how. Okay, so let me just be clear. Steven's not on here anymore, but I just want to go ahead and be clear because just because a woman does give a young man advice doesn't mean it's bad advice. That's just from her perspective. So I want to get that out, and of course, that's why there's two parents. So the other parent, I'm pretty sure, being the man, is probably giving him the same advice that y'all are all giving him. But for me to be a woman and a mother at that, that's just the advice that I'm going to give. So it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It doesn't mean that it's stupid or anything like that. So I want to go ahead and get that out. Also, when it goes back to the whole prenup thing, I know we keep talking about that, but when it goes back to the whole prenup thing, I'm talking about like if a man has money, I'm talking about money and has things involved, and that's just a different situation. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't been in a situation like that. So when it comes to prenups and stuff like that, I can't really speak on it. But if my man or if my ex or whatever did have a lot of money, then maybe that's something that could be discussed or talked about. But other than that, when it comes to the whole prenup situation, it's just. I'm not for that. But I do know that, I'm sorry, the brother with the hat on, you said you had something for me. Did you say you had something for me earlier? I thought that's what you said. What's his name?
Talking about you, Pokey.
Oh, yes. I thought you said you had something for Coach.
Yeah, it was about the advice to your son. And 7. So
Yeah, dude.
What 7 was not so eloquently trying to say is that in general, when mothers advise their sons of how to treat women, they're usually teaching them how to be the men that most women don't want. And that's ineloquently what he was trying to say. Now, I understand that as a woman, you are going to look out for women, especially when it comes to something you can directly influence, which is your son. We would just hope that you would be mindful of making sure that you're speaking from an honest standpoint to him about the nature of women.
Oh, facts.
That's really what I wanted to make sure that
facts.
he wasn't. Seven was on, you know, the whole whore Babylon thing. Seven was digging into that, but he was trying to, because the effeminate men that a lot of women complain about are being raised by mothers with good intentions.
Well,
and that's basically what Seven was trying to warn about, without so much of the hoopla included, that's what I wanted to come back to try to explain what Seven was trying to say, without being so divisive.
Okay, well that's better said. I mean, trust me, my son knows that, you know.
And you even addressed it a little bit when you said you're not raising a simp.
Facts.
Right.
Yeah, and what y'all do with them, it's not done purposely, but I kind of agree. I agree with Pokey, but most women don't realize when the man is not around and they're teaching, the woman is teaching that man how to be with a woman. She's teaching that man to be the man that she wants. That's what she's teaching him to be. She's teaching him to be the man that she wants most of the time, because that's just natural. This is what women like. She don't know what all women like. She knows what she likes. So that's what she's teaching them. As a man, you've dealt with many different women, so we can educate them more about how to be and treat a woman, whether it's a hoe or whatever, all that stuff that Seven was saying.
I was just talking about from a respect standpoint. I wasn't talking about all that other stuff. I was talking about as a respect standpoint, you know what I'm saying, on respectfulness. That's what I was talking about. So I allow him to be a young man. I don't take that from him. I allow him to be a young man because he's going to make decisions and he's going to do things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not a man. You know what I'm saying? So I have to allow him to be that, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a man, so I don't know how it is to be a man. I'm not going to take that from him. You know what I'm saying? So that's not my job, and that's not my duty. But I was talking about from a respectful point before he even got off. He ain't even on here for me to be saying anything. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway. So that's
I understand what you're saying. But I tell my youngest son,
take what Seven say personally, period.
Yeah,
no, I'm not taking it personally, but he was going off the rocker, you know what I'm saying, and then give me a chance to jump back in and say my part. You know what I'm saying?
Normal.
So here I am.
I was going to say that's
my part.
That's normal. That's normal.
I know how he is. I've been on here with him before, so I already know what time it is. But I'm just saying I need to go back in and clear some stuff up just in case he misunderstood. Because the whole thing about prostitutes and bitches and all the other stuff like that, you know, that's even kind of raw with it too. You know what I'm saying? But my take on that is women, there are some women that do go to men straight up. They want, you know, certain things as well. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe that there can be an exchange.
Crazy.
I do believe that there can be an exchange, depending on what the man want, depending on what the woman want. The woman want money and the man want this or whatever like that. I do believe that there can be an exchange. I do believe that some women just are set up that they just want to have a good time.
Yeah. I understand that, and Cree, I understand what PM was saying. You know, I tell you all the time, you're a woman, but you think like a man. You think like a man, Cree. Yeah,
so
a lot of things you say.
I didn't even bring my topic, but my topic is men always pervert everything. Everything is perverted. Why is he down there talking about me put a strap on? Why? Why must I think like everybody else? Why can't I have my own?
You don't think like most women, Cree.
But
you don't.
Why would I want to? Like, why would anybody want to think like somebody else? Like, make it make sense.
I don't know.
So I wish we would get back in there. Did he blow away?
Hey,
I wanted to speak on Look, I wanted to speak on why women are getting divorced at a high rate. Let me tell you. So it was all, he said nature, but it's all embedded in us. Get you a good man. And so with a good man, I think Big Poke touched on it. Oh no, maybe you said it, Rico. Women are teaching their sons to be the man they want. Okay, so that was definitely embedded in me too. Like, get a man that got something going for himself, take care of you, provide, blah, 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 blah. And what I have learned since then, and from friends and people that I've encountered, women get that man and they marry that man, and then they find out he's a dirtbag. He's disrespectful. He's like Seven is. Call women out their name. Like, you literally, like my last situation, like opened my eyes like, whoa. So sometimes y'all come in a neatly wrapped package, being all nice and kind and gentle, and then along the lines, the true you, after, like he said, you get some or whatever, the true you reveals itself. And a lot of women are opening their eyes saying, I don't gotta deal with this shit. Like, it's women getting divorced after 20 years of being abused mentally, sexually. Like, just because you marry somebody don't mean you gotta open your legs whenever they say, hey, I'm ready, like, and do this weird, it's a bunch of weird shit that's being done in bedrooms now that I just shake my head. And I wanted to share this with y'all. This lady, I was talking to, I think she was Korean, I don't know what, Asian or something. And she said that her husband has replaced her with AI. And I'm like, how in the hell? What? She said their anniversary, she's laying in the bed, and she said that she heard like him making noises, like she thought, you know, he was getting ready for her. And she opened her eyes and saw him on his phone, like making out with AI. Like, he has replaced her. Why is this funny? This is so sad.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Why does he want to hurt me? I said, well, shit, that's weird as fuck. Like, he got a whole human right there, and he with a fake ass person, and he was saying that it was saying how beautiful and wonderful he is. I said, you don't tell him that? Maybe you need to tell him that. And she was like, no, he is completely satisfied with this fake AI thing. So can y'all shed some light on that? Because I didn't even know this was a thing. And then I also read that they like doing child porn with AI. Like, I'm trying to figure out why everything has to be perverted. Why? This world is so corrupt.
I don't know anything about that, but
is it in y'all
I'm
nature?
always going to want that physical warm body and boobies up against me. So I can't speak on that, but I would say I'll speak on with that man that's married and has a woman laying next to him. That relationship is essentially over. So
Right.
yeah, that relationship is over. If
Right.
he's finding more comfort with a woman on his phone, yeah, that's over. She just needs to go on and go, because there's a whole disconnect right there. And I'll tell you about something I saw online just today. A man was sleeping outside in his car for 4 hours when he came home from work, and his woman came outside asking why. She said, well, I'm gonna sit in the car with you. He locked the door. He said he wants peace. He wants peace. So there's something that woman and the woman that man didn't want to go in the house to, there's something that they're not doing, or maybe it's things that they are doing that man don't want to be with them or be around them anymore, and they just don't want to let go. Maybe it's kids involved. They don't want to hurt their children. They don't want to break up their family, because a man will suffer and stay with that woman for the children. But most of the time, women won't do that, because, you know, women divorce, like 80% of divorces are started by a woman. So that is crazy to me, to lay up with a phone, or AI. So I don't get that.
Let me say this, y'all, because I've been fading in and out like a motherfucker. So I'm telling you, but I'm glad y'all keeping that shit going. So let me say this before I lose it again and shit. Creed was saying something, and I caught the end of it. Something about men always think about sex or men or something like that. You say again?
She was saying that everything is perverted. Men are perverted. Everything basically goes back to sex.
Right. And I'm gonna say this, that a lot of times depending on who is around or who I'm talking with or something like that, I will refer, like you may say, hey, are you coming? I'll be like, shit, yeah, I'm coming. Like a motherfucker, I'm gonna let you know. So it depends on who I'm talking with or who I know. I will refer something sexual, but not to the wrong person. I really gotta get to know you and for you to know that I'm just kind of like full of shit like a Christmas turkey. But I will, you know, even with my lady right now and shit like that, she'll be like, oh my God. She'll say something and I'll throw it sexual like a motherfucker in a minute. So I will say that I will do that. Now, do I do that with everybody? Of course not. Can't do that on the fucking job because, you know, that's sexual harassment. You know, you wind up getting fired. But out amongst friends, certain friends, I will say some shit too, but not, you know, they know that I'm full of shit, so they don't pay mind. But I will make it sexual like that. And then just to touch base on the AI, I've been hearing how we talk about how women is bitching and bitchy and guys are bitchy or whatever. Well, that AI is not, you know. Am I gonna fuck with somebody AI? Hell no. You know, I'm not, you know, and I'm gonna say this for also, I say that China is coming out with this, and I didn't have this, but she looks blonde hair. Y'all saw the robot. Pretty soon they're gonna get a vagina, and if they hadn't already, and they probably wind up be sleeping with her because she ain't gonna talk back, she ain't gonna do this, she ain't gonna do that. But me, fuck that. I mean, mine don't have to tell me all this stuff that woman was saying, the AI was saying, he's this, he's that, he's this. You know, if you get the moaning too goddamn much, I know that's fake because goddamn, you know, you done had some bigger dick than mine, you done had some longer dick than mine, and you done had all this other fat 12-inch dick. So I'm like, goddamn, now you ain't got to be moaning that much. But now if I'm in that spot, you can let me know I'm in that motherfucking spot. But you ain't got to overkill that motherfucking shit, though. But it don't hurt when you bring a little bit of foreplay, a little bit of sexiness to the bedroom. And I agree with y'all. I'm trying to talk fast before I lose some shit here. And I agree with Creed that it's a whole lot of crazy shit going on in the bedroom. But Lisa was saying people are not honest about what they desire in the bedroom. If you done been with your partner for so long or whatever, and you trying to spice it on up, you might say, hey, baby, you like porn? She might say, yeah, no. Hey, baby, you like toys or whatever? Baby, you like me to put this toy in your ass and one in your pussy or one in your mouth or whatever? So you kind of got to, I got you, Jason. You kind of got to, you know, at some point in the relationship, you have to discover those things because we've talked about toys before, you know, and stuff like that, you know, because sometimes a guy ain't going to always want to eat no pussy. So he wanna mix it up and throw a little something else off in there, some shit like that. Y'all I was talking kind of fast, cover a little shit before I was fading in and out. Okay, Jason, what were you saying?
I wanted to say with what you're saying, I don't agree that it should be once you're involved in the relationship. I think you need to say that shit up front.
Yeah,
I'm the type. I already know. Listen, we in our 40s and 50s, man. Like we know what we want. We know what we like. We know what we not gonna do. We ain't experimenting no more. Ain't none of us brand new. So if you happen to be in a situation where you meeting a new person at our age, man, the reality is, I'm the type I say up front, I like this, that, and that, and I'm going to do that whether you involved or not. So if you ain't with it, you don't want to be with me because you need to be with it because that's how I'm living. And so I think that's something you need to get out the way and avoid all these problems. Like a lot of the stuff that we talk about, even when you talk about domestic duties and responsibilities and protection and provision and all the stuff we've been talking about today. The reason Creed's question was about the divorce rate. The reason I believe that the divorce rate is as high as it is, or a large part of why it's as high as it is because we wait for so long to say the things I'm telling you. This documented. They can say he told me up front this what it was gonna be about. And if I wasn't, I'm talking about when I feel like I might want you to stick around longer than what the last few months been. Oh, it's time to talk about all the shit that you need to understand about me. Yes, I'm going to be watching porn. You're more than welcome to sit down and join. If you ain't, then you need to understand I'm going to sit down and watch it without you. So you ain't got to be into it, but I ain't going to hide it. I'm too grown for that shit. And I do too much at work and get out here and get this money to be able to come home. I'm going to come home and do whatever the hell I want to do. I ain't watching no dishes, but I'm doggone sure going to do what I want to do as far as that. I'm going to respect you. I'm going to show you love, care, attention, provision, and all of that other stuff. But you need to know up front what I'm expecting out of you in the bedroom. You need to know up front that sometimes I'm gonna come in here and it's gonna be a little wild. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna be tired, and you gonna want something to do. And if you ain't with toys, that's your business. But I'm out of commission tonight. I don't feel it, right?
Yeah.
So you need to know all that up front. I think the problem that we run into is the fact that we do wait until we've been dealing with somebody for 6-8 months. Now you in love with a motherfucker. Now you trying to drop some shit on her that she don't want to hear, or she trying to drop some shit on you that you ain't trying to hear. You know what I mean? So you need to talk about that stuff way up front before you lock in. And the problem is we locking in, deciding we love and like somebody enough to spend the rest of our life with them. And then when the motherfucker tell you to tickle something you don't want to tickle, you upset, you know? So, you know.
I totally agree with that. Oh,
Yeah, I needed to see what Pokey had right quick, Rico, and then we'll come back to you. Poke.
I so dislike it when people are hypocritical. I do. And Creed, you talk so well sometimes, but the man hate, the misandry, you just let that slide. It's so such a terrible thing. So, and here, my problem is that you can speak in generalities when it comes to the trepidations of men, but when we speak in generalities about what statistically the majority of women, you want to hold on to the one prime example that's the exception to the rule. I wish you would just keep the same energy. That is all I'm saying. Like if the trepidations of men, all men, as a matter of fact, even when we was behind the 8-ball 90-0, and more so than anybody else on the earth, it's still our fault that you couldn't have a bank account when our asses couldn't have a bank account, goddamn either. But it's our motherfucking fault.
He feel attacked.
Hold on, let me shit. Let me finish. I've been holding for a minute.
Give him a pole.
I'll be John Brown. I have a very big problem with that. You talking about? I can't separate it right now. When I need it for my argument, I can't separate the black man from the other men that was in control. Even though the black man had shit to do with the men being in control, I can't separate that.
Well,
damn, so separate your 3, 4, 5 friends that you know is taking care of some prison ass niggas, and we know statistically that is the minority of some shit. That is the fucking minority any damn day of the week, and you know that shit.
Huh.
And you sitting up here trying to like that right there, that's all that matters. Hell no, that ain't all that matters. Because if the minority was what we was worried about, we wouldn't have to have no kinds of conversations at all. Hell, it's a motherfucker around here, I guarantee you, he can fly. We just ain't seen his ass yet. That don't make everybody able to fly. But I guarantee you there's a motherfucker around here who can fly. And I'm talking no plane. But that does not mean that motherfucker makes the rule. No, he's the exception, and we don't care about him. We just care about us. We gotta walk 2 feet at a time.
Anecdote.
Damn.
I
thought he was through.
I ain't done. I am not done.
Oh,
now, when you were when you're saying that men defined our roles, nigga. when the fucking mammoths and shit right there was chasing us and saber-toothed tigers, are you saying that if you had been there, it'd have been you'd have been like, yeah, we can all handle saber-toothed tigers the same goddamn way? No. It is because we are physically better at handling shit like saber-toothed tigers that we do it.
Right.
You are physically better at handling babies, which is why you do it.
Right.
That ain't have shit to do with some big ass man who had all the dollars making assignments. You got nuts, all right. You kill tigers. You got ovaries, okay. You handle babies. That is not how it happened.
Right.
Damn.
Nature is real, and you know it. And you sitting up here trying to say, man, decided that we was finna. If humans share emotions, then human nature is the easier way to get things done is the way everybody's going to do it. If humans share emotions. Now, I don't care how brave I act, I'm going to have a problem taking on a saber-toothed tiger. But if it's my damn job
and ain't nobody else gonna do it.
Get
and
after.
my family is in trouble. Guess what I'm finna do?
Get after.
I'm finna take on this damn saber-toothed tiger. That was not assigned by Johnny, who happened to be in a higher position than me.
Damn. I got you, Rico. Cree wanna
So you pretend like
Let me-
black men had something to do with your ass or your great-grandma not having a credit card. It is disingenuous
What was the
for
last
you to
statement?
pretend like we are the ones chewing on children or barbecuing babies and making the laws that are as they are. It is disingenuous for you to do that. If you cannot separate black men from white men, then I cannot allow you to separate men from women. That is disingenuous. And I'm going to call you out for it.
All right,
now, you either keep the same energy or you hush up with that bullshit.
So you know what I have a problem with? Let me say what I have a problem with. And it really don't matter. If you cannot speak or express yourself without raising your voice, calling somebody out their name, it doesn't matter how loud you get, it doesn't make you right. However, you are right. You are right when you say that I should have separated the black man, but that is not my mind frame. Okay, and my opinion is still my opinion, regardless of how angry you get.
Yeah.
The same way Sevens is still his. You don't even have nowhere near that amount of energy when Seven called women bitches, hoes. Like it just really makes me feel like men are gonna be on a man's side regardless, no matter what is going on. You didn't have none of that energy, but I'm sure you might have a daughter, a mother, a sister, women in your life that you love and care about, but you could care less whether the man is calling women bitches and hoes and they just prostitutes and all this and that. Keep this energy that you have, because I have an opinion and I was generally speaking about men, not black men, white men. That's not my thought process, even though, you know, I get what you're saying and you are right in saying it. And I don't have a problem keeping the same energy and separating black men. I love black men. I was not even thinking about y'all when I made the comment about women not being able to vote. I wasn't even thinking about black men. I was thinking about the ones who had the power. That's what I was thinking about. Because when I read it, I knew who was in charge. I don't have to elaborate on white, black, because I know it wasn't us in charge. Okay, so that's not necessary, but you are correct in that. Now, when we're talking about energy and all that, and you express it because you are hot. I don't care what you say, you are hot. If I offended you, I apologize, because that's who I am. But I want you to keep the same energy when you hear somebody say some outlandish shit about women, call them bitches and hoes. But you probably agree with it. I don't know. Maybe you do. But you don't see us up here getting mad and yelling and attacking y'all and getting offended, because if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. And people feelings don't mean nothing to me. Like it really doesn't. I'll make it fact in my life.
Okay.
So I apologize if I offended you.
Let me say this. I got you, Rico. We got to go to Rico then Shred. But I'm gonna say this right here about Seven. I have said myself. Now I don't know what anybody else said. I said I don't call women bitches and hoes. But then if Seven get to yipping and yelling about calling whoever, whatever, I'm not going to stop him from saying what he's saying, because he's passionate about saying whatever he say. But I don't call women bitches and hoes. That's just me. But let me see what Rico, and then we go to Shan. I saw you too, Jason, a while ago.
Who is he, Frozen?
Who, me? Yeah, Rico is.
Rico, no, there he is again. Rico, come on. You doing my shit.
I want to go back to what Miss Lisa and Jason was talking about. I'm with Jason. Hey, if I'm dealing with a woman, if we going out 2 weeks to a month or something like that, and I feel like we're gonna have sex, guess what? I'm gonna start asking questions. Hey, what you like in sex? Because I'm ready to tell you what I like, because I don't have time. I don't like that awkward first time sex. Hell no. Look, I done had a whole bunch of sex in my lifetime, so it's only certain things that's just gonna turn me on. And if you don't turn me on, hey, my shit ain't gonna work right. I need to be turned on. I need to be stimulated. I need you to do this right here, because again, I like what I like. You like what I like. I don't want to fumble through. I want to please you. I want you to please me. So let's just be honest with each other, and we adults, and let's talk about it. Now, Cree, I have a question for you. Something that you said earlier. You said a woman shouldn't have to give a man sex every time he wants it. You said that earlier. You said that earlier. So my question to you is, if she doesn't, whether they married or been in a relationship for a while, I believe that it's okay for him to cheat. Or I wouldn't even call it cheating. I call it he just being a man.
Provisioning.
Yeah, because me in my situation with me and any woman that I'm with, I have a very high sex drive. Love sex. I always have. So my thing is, if you don't want to give me sex, guess what? I can leave out this house and go get sex tonight from somebody else.
He said it, but he got to say it again.
I said, is it okay for that man to go and be with another woman since you don't want to have sex with? Not you, but a woman don't want to have sex with her man. I believe it should be okay for him to go have sex with someone else, because the whole purpose of you getting in a relationship, like they said earlier, is for consistent sex. And if you're not getting it from your woman, in my opinion, in my truths, I'm gonna go get it somewhere else, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna go get it.
Okay, so let's let her answer the question.
Can I answer the question? Okay, yes. What you just said, right? Did you hear Jason just said, when I come home and I'm tired and you don't like to play with toys, that's on you, because I'm not getting busy. I'm tired. Is it okay for his woman to go out there and sleep with another man because he wants sex and her man is tired from working all day?
Never.
Is it okay? You answer it.
I can't say it's okay for Jason, but for me, I'm never gonna turn down sex. Like I say, I have a high sex drive.
That's not what she said. All the time. That's not what she said.
The question.
But she's applied it to me. Yeah, she's applied that question, something he said to me.
I understand.
I'm saying in general, if you are tired and you're saying you would never turn it down, but you don't. I don't. Everybody's not ready every time somebody's ready. Like, life happens. Okay, you can get sick, ill. It might not be working that day. I don't fucking know. But is it okay for her to go out and sleep with another man because you don't feel like it? That's the question. And I'm talking to you.
Creed.
But I just use Jason's scenario as an example.
Okay, you want me to say no, but I'm not going to say that. No, I'm not going to say that, because to me that doesn't apply to me. I have never had a woman come to me and try to have sex. The woman that I'm with, and I didn't do it. That has never happened. Most of them telling me, hey, no, I'm tired, because I have a very high sex drive. I always have, and I still do now. So you're trying to apply that something he said to me. I can't reply to that, because that's not me.
Always be ready.
You damn right. You can find out. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's all I'm saying. You can find out easily.
Yeah, but you know what? Life happens to all of us. So the fact that you're saying that, okay, that might be your current whatever, but life happens and things happen, and you should be able to wrap your mind around it happening to you at some point. And would you be being able to say whether or not you'd be okay if your woman stepped out on you? Okay, and you know how I feel about it.
I would be okay.
Well,
if I'm doing it. But Cree, hold on, Cree, hold on.
I'd be okay too. If you needed that bag, go ahead.
I wasn't saying it like it was Cree. I wasn't saying it like I asked her one time and she says no, and I go have sex with someone. I'm talking about it's been weeks, prolonged time.
That wasn't the scenario you gave me.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I don't care if a person.
I know under the covenant of marriage.
That's what you want to do. You go right ahead and do it.
I'm going to do it.
I know under the covenant of marriage, it is against the rules for you to say no.
I'm gonna tell any woman I'm with. I don't know what he's saying. I've been with the woman I'm with over 30 years, and she already know I don't play that shit. I'm gonna tell you, hey, look, okay, I'm gonna go get me some pussy. Simple as that.
You gonna say it like that?
I've been with. If I gotta go 2 weeks without sex, you damn right. I'm not gonna wait for sex with that woman. No, I'm gonna go have sex with somebody else. You can leave me if you want. You're gonna go get with another man who gonna do the same thing? Go right ahead.
And you know I hate to do this because I like Cree, but I don't like being on her team all the time because we be bumped heads. But what she said about 2 minutes ago was that circumstances happen. And I'm saying that I have been in a circumstance where my woman was medically unavailable to me for 6 to 8 weeks. You dig what I'm saying? But that's what she said during her argument, though. You see what I'm saying? And she's saying that circumstances happen, and sometimes, you know, you're not going to be able to roll with it. But I'm going to step back out because this
no. I misunderstood what you were asking. I thought you was asking about a circumstance with me. like saying I can't have sex. That's what I thought you were saying. But no, in situations like that, of course not. You love that person through sickness. And
Here we go with these vows. That's some bullshit. Okay. I don't even, I'm not with the vow stuff, so you can miss me with that. Ain't
Which
nobody
is why my point, when we talk about marriage and relationships, it bothers me because if we're talking about marriage, there is a covenant that you have agreed to if you're talking about marriage. Look, anything else, if you're not talking about the covenant of marriage, you're talking about a situationship.
a willing body, Cree, is what I would say.
That's not
A
true.
healthy
I disagree
body,
with that.
a woman just saying, no, I'm not going to do it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about no sickness, none of
Well,
that.
if you talking to
Hey,
me,
check this out.
I don't care. Go get your rocks off. Do what you
Check
want to
this out for a second, y'all. Let me go because I've been fading in and out of shit again. So we're gonna be on probably a few more minutes. But did Coach C ever get to say anything? Because I lost track, so I was
No.
fading and shit.
No.
Okay,
No, but
need
I
to see
do
what
got
Coach
something to
got.
say though. Thank you.
Right.
What I do have to say is I believe that when we talk about this AI stuff or whatever, I believe that the clues are already there. But I just think that people, man or woman, just chooses to ignore them. But I think that the clues, whatever they into, it's already shown. You know, it's just up to you if you want to go believe that stuff or not. You know what I'm saying? But the clues are always there, which brings me to honesty. I believe that people just need to learn how to be honest. If you think that person wants to hear it or not, you need to be honest about what you like and what you don't like and stuff like that. So then you're gonna get yourself into a situation, you know. So I think that you just have to be honest about whatever it is that you're into and what you're not into.
Got it right here.
But I'm gonna add to what you're saying, Coach, and say transparency, not just honesty, transparency. Because honesty is me telling you everything, but transparency is me showing you everything. Everything is on the table. And I think if people are more transparent, I agree with you wholeheartedly that it'll save a lot of heartache.
Facts.
Be open.
I am not against marriage either. I don't know what Falon got
be
that
open.
from. I don't know.
And you know, earlier, go ahead.
No, because you've been fading in and out, Wizzo. Go ahead.
You know, I've been fading like a motherfucker. You know, earlier I heard somebody say, you know, how, you know, we let somebody know up front, we let them know up at front what we want. But I think we on here saying that, I don't know at what age we start letting them know that, you know.
16.
But you don't know what you want at 16.
I've been living like this a long time. 16.
And for some probably have, you know, at 16, you know, some of us is probably trying to knock out as much as we could at that time because we didn't know what the fuck we want. And sometimes that lady don't know what she wanted at 16, 17, or 18 or whatever like that. So how do you know? Some of us, not all, but some don't know to tell her, look, I want to make sure we can have sex toys in the bedroom. If you can't get none, I can't get none, then I'm gonna go watch this porn, and then my dick ain't working tonight. So then you gonna go over there and get that drawer at that bag, at that tool bag, and have yourself a good time over there. And now, if it get to working, just know that if you still wet, I'm gonna come and hit that motherfucker from the back while you sleep. So I'm just saying. So you know, but at what age do we start letting them know that? You know, I don't know, but I know.
Hey, Wizzo said he's a cleanup man.
What you gonna say, Pokey?
Well, it's like when Jason said 16, I'm like, shit. I had no idea what I enjoyed in the bedroom. Hell, I was one of them folks. Like I grew up where if you was munching on muffins, you couldn't fuck. So it took me a long time to even be able to engage in that part of sex. So yeah, like at 16, I had no idea.
Somebody brought it up earlier. I was an athlete. I was a scholar. I got an academic scholarship to go to college. I had athletic scholarship offers. Listen, I wasn't approaching girls when I was 16, 17, 18. They was approaching me. So I had a little, emotion going on.
Hey, I agree. Go ahead.
I got that PM, you killing me in these comments, man.
That's how I can't even keep it together. But I wanted to address real quick. I wanted to address Cree on two different things. And the first thing, I'm gonna go with the first thing was Cree proved my point, that we was arguing about earlier about, things being natural and biological and things like that. Because the way she talked to Pokey after his rant showed all that femininity and took all that aggression and put it in his motherfucking pocket. You see what I'm saying? Because a woman can do that because she born with that. Can't nobody else do that. Can't no other person that's a penis owner talk to him like that and calm him down. He ain't even realized she had calmed his ass down. You see what I'm saying?
No,
she calmed him right
Jason,
down
she did,
and
and
used
I
that
was waiting.
femininity, and she want to say shit ain't natural. That shit is natural. You kicked it right in the overdrive and calmed him down and got your point
Women
across.
take accountability, so
You
I
did.
understand
You
that a lot
did.
of
I'm
men
big
not
up in it. I'm
Jason,
big up in
I
it.
was actually going to address that too when it was my turn
Absolutely.
to talk. Yeah, I was going to bring that back
Absolutely.
up. I really was. Yeah, because I was like,
Yeah, she did. You saw it
yeah,
on
no,
his
I was
face.
going to acknowledge that when it was
sure
my
did.
turn to talk. I was going to like, Creed, you know what? If I called you out your name, I know I didn't call you no bitch or no hoe because I don't
Right.
talk like that. But
Right.
whatever I said, I apologize since you said
Right.
I called you out your name. Yeah, I was gonna bring that back up. Yes, Jason, 100. Yeah, because when
Already.
she said that part, I was like, I usually don't talk like that. So
Mhm.
it definitely made me think about what I had said.
Right.
And
Okay.
one thing though, Cree, when I was talking to Coach, I think I believe I clearly said I'm not with the whore Babylon talk that he was. I was trying to clear up his speech and what he was trying to
Yeah.
convey. You ain't
Yeah.
heard me say to any woman
What
on
you-
this
what you
panel
know, it's
anything
almost
about
like what you-
bitches or hoes in the affirmative for sure or in the negative. Even prostitution. Well, I have never spoken clearly about that. I do have my definite feelings about that, but I have never, in the affirmative or the negative, been like, hey, let's have a prostitution conversation because we tricks and hoes in this bitch and it's about to pop. No, I ain't never did that.
No, what I was
But
saying,
I did want to say, if I said something out of line as far as calling you out your name, I apologize for that because I don't talk.
I wasn't saying that you did that. I wasn't saying that. What I was saying was keep that same energy. You see how hostile you were, and that's my opinion. I'm using that word.
No,
you were very
I was
upset
hostile.
and passionate
I
about
really-
what you were saying. I was saying keep that same energy when you hear a brother talking about women and calling them bitches and hoes. Like it didn't bother you or shake you one way or the other until it was something that was of importance to you. And my thing is this, like, you don't see the women acting like that. We're the emotional creatures, right? Rico always say I'm an exception to the rule, whatever. However, she didn't go all off. Like, I know women that will get belligerent if they hear you say bitch or hoe, and he say it so much, it's like, I just label him as a clown, and I just laugh inside like, dang, he ain't gonna never get no.
Yeah. Okay. Check this out.
He get it all, but he not getting it from no woman with no substance and character. Because baby, what you're not gonna do is say I'm this and that, and then I want to love on you, and no, sorry, get away, move around.
Right. Okay, so check it out.
One thing about that.
Okay,
The
we're gonna hit
reason
you, Pokey.
I don't get upset with 7 is because it doesn't come off as disingenuous. I got upset with you because it came off as disingenuous, and I feel like you're better than that.
Okay.
Oh, you hold me to a higher standard.
So let's check this out, y'all. Check it out right here. Listen over there. We need to hit. Let's hit Rico and Shan, and then Coach C, and then we're gonna get out here because we already been going a couple of hours, and I don't want to hold y'all too long. Cause
I love it.
We've done okay.
I don't want to speak on that. I got 2 women here, and I want to talk about. I want to talk about mine. I had a topic before we go, Wizzo. I want to ask.
I got a topic too.
Damn, he froze up.
Hell, he doing like I was doing.
Hey, it must not be meant for us to hear it, Coach. It must not be his babbling.
Hold up, Rico. You froze up, Rico. Okay, you doing all
Hey, look, I want to read something.
Before
I ask this question.
What I do to him?
Cree, I want to read you something.
Yes.
And Cree and Coach C, I want to read y'all something. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. That's Isaiah 4:1 in the Bible. Now, I said that to say this. Is it time for women to realize they are not going to have one man to themselves? because we were never designed to be with one woman. Because in this day, especially from in our sector, there's like 100 women for like 6-7 black men, 100 black women for every 6 or 7 black men. And see that Isaiah 4:1, that's from the Bible that most of y'all talk about. I mean, I could go into Leviticus 20:10, where y'all say adultery is illegal, but where adultery, it says in the Bible, adultery is when a man messes with another man's wife. It's not when a man messes with another woman. So men,
Who wrote that?
I want y'all really to answer that question. Is it time for y'all to realize that you're not going to have a man to yourself?
I already realized that, and I really don't care.
Okay,
Share the love.
Chandra.
I think we had this conversation the last time I was on the podcast with you.
Every time. With this
I'm
guy.
Not with me.
mixed,
I've never
you
been
know,
on with
I
you before.
understand what it's saying in the scripture or whatever like that, but I'm not going to get deep with the scripture and adultery and having a man and all that. I'm not going to mix all that together. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I agree with Cree. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm good over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm an older woman now. You know what I'm saying? I would consider myself an older woman where I'm at right now. I can go either way. I can go 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever. And right now, it is what it is. A man don't want to be with just one woman, then I'm just the type of woman, like, I don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to know it. I don't want to see it.
Right.
And that's the way it should be.
It.
That's the
And
way
let me
it
say
should
this right quick, because I'm losing it.
So.
Let me say this, because I've been fading in and out again and shit. But as far as the Bible goes, I'm gonna stay out of that shit, because that shit be interpreted so many different ways. Because I've seen people read a scripture this way, and then I've seen somebody come back and read that same scripture and preach it another whole different way. So me, as far as the Bible go, when a person read that shit out of the Bible,
He's going.
Yeah, he gone. Yeah, he gone.
Fading out.
He gone. I just wanted to ask that question. Yeah, I just wanted to ask that question because I believe that one thing right there, that book has destroyed our families, which was pushed off onto our ancestors a long time ago, in order to keep the black man and woman apart from one another. Because you don't hear a lot of other races saying that same thing. Because by design, there's always more women than men. And as mammals, we are mammals. You don't have not one other mammal where the male only has one female. You have a chicken house full of hens and one rooster, a pasture full of heifers but one bull. You have all these lionesses but one lion. Any mammal, the male is not going to be with one woman, and we as humans are mammals. And I think it's time for that to end, because that's what's keeping us apart. Hold on, I'm not done. I'm not saying every man deserves to have multiple women. No, that's not what I'm saying. Because if you're going to have those women, you should be able to treat and do for one or how many ever that you have. You can't treat one less than and one more than. You have to treat them all equally and do for them all equally. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like in a perfect world they know about each other, but like Chandra, Miss Coach C said, if you're gonna step out there, she should never know, and then that other woman should always know her place. If it's not gonna be out in the open, know that hey, if you see me with a woman, more than likely that's the woman I'm with. If you're not gonna speak to both of us, don't speak to me. So I believe that's what men should be like, because that's the way that I was. That's the way that I
okay, hold up, guys. Check it out, because I'm back, because I'll keep losing.
Done.
I can't. Yeah, we can't. I'm losing too much, and it's frustrating and shit like that, and definitely don't want to be talking about the Bible and shit. So I don't. So let's try to get some closing comments out of here, y'all. I hate to end it, but because it's going so good, but this shit is frustrating like a motherfucker. So if I fade out, y'all gonna go work the room with the closing comments.
Ladies first.
Stay back. So I'm sorry, Coach C. Let's get some closing comments from you. Whatever you're gonna talk about.
I mean, I said what I had to say. But I think that Jason, was you about to say something? Because if you were, got the look on your face. I want to hear what you had to say if you was gonna tap in.
He's shutting it down. It's cool. I'm good.
No, I want to hear what you had to say about that.
I want to hear. I know.
Let-
It sounds like you. I want to hear what you had to say.
Let me say this. We're going. Let's let it keep it going. But me personally, I just getting frustrated with how I keep going in and out and shit like that. You know. Then I miss the whole everything that's been.
Let me ask you this,
said.
Wiz. I
So-
know you can't run it if you get kicked out of here, but can you get on your phone and stay with us? Or is that
Yeah.
is that same? Is it different?
That's what I was doing a while ago. On Facebook, it runs just a tad bit behind, but I can stay with you. So I mean, I'm really going
I mean,
to
it's
keep it rolling.
your show. I'm trying to respect your show. You want to shut it down? I'm with it. It's
We
whatever.
just
you
want to
want.
hear what you got to say.
Me, I like
wanna hear
to
what you got
keep
to
it
say.
going, but shit, when it get to fading in and out and shit, but
Well,
I
I
didn't
got
see her
something.
say that you had something to say. So what you had to say, Jason?
No, wait. I
I'm trying to
thought
assume I got something to
first,
say.
Jason.
I mean, go ahead. Somebody saying something.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
real quick. I wanted to
Yeah.
say that there is no need to publicly say, women, y'all need to get ready for this. Why y'all not ready for this? It's only one woman that you have to convince, and that's the one you've been with for 30 years. Once you do that, you're good to go. That's it. Jason, you ready? That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on the subject, being a man who lives that way, right? My thoughts on the subject are varied. There's things that you said that I agree with. There's things that you said that I don't agree with. The way that typically those type of relationships are handled is that the people in that relationship decide what the rules are for that relationship. So like you saying, and like Coach said, I don't want to know, do whatever you're going to do, but I don't want to know. As long as I'm taken care of and as long as my part is right, I don't want to know. There are women or there are men who would choose to have multiple women. That being me on this particular example is I need you to know. I need you to know exactly what's going on. I'm not trying to live a life where I'm hiding from you, where I'm ducking you, where I'm trying to, tell you one thing and this and that. I got to play all of that and all this shit, right? I need you to understand fully what's going on.
Exactly.
I need you to understand that I got this relationship going on and that I got that relationship going on. And like when you were saying things needed to be handled fair, equally, and I interjected and said fairly, because fairly is different. And so equally means, well, if I buy you a bag, I got to go buy her a bag and I got to go buy her a bag. Where fairly is, hey, I bought her a bag. What would you like? Because she might not want a bag. You see what I'm saying? Woman number two might be like, no, I just want X, Y, Z, or I just want this or that. Or, hey, I'm going to take her on a nice dinner date, expensive dinner date. What would you like to do? So fairness is different than equality. So those, like I say, those relationships, when people choose to be in them, and that should absolutely be a choice. It shouldn't be something that's forced on somebody. But when people choose those type of relationships, they define. And if you're not a participant in defining the rules, then you should get out of it because you're being bullied, right? So if you're a woman that chooses to be in a relationship with a man who has multiple women, then you want to lay some groundwork. That's a negotiation between you and him and the other women. It's not something, hey, if you do have different households, hey, if he's at your house, I need you to hit me with a text and let me know my man is at your house. And that's cool, right? Or you need him to check in with you and tell you good night or whatever conversation y'all gonna have before you go to bed at that other woman's house. Every relationship like that looks different. Every woman don't have to accept that. And I agree with you 100%, Rico, when you said every man don't deserve that. Yeah. Every man ain't capable of doing that because you have to split yourself emotionally, financially, and physically and everything else. So that's on the people that are involved in that relationship to choose that. It was never intended, even from inception, when you go back to the continent, every relationship like that never intended for the masses to be able to do that. It was intended for a situation, us being a pastoral and a war people, for if this dude down the street goes to war and dies and he got a family that he left, well then if you financially and capability wise provide for that family, well then you took that woman and those kids on and you took that responsibility on, and now you had two. And then if it happened again, maybe you had three. that meant that every man couldn't do that. Some men don't have the capability to do that. And it's not a knock on the man. It's just the way it is. If you can't afford to do it, if you don't have the emotional bandwidth to do it, then you can't do it. If the women that you are with or the woman that you are with chooses to not do it, then she doesn't. If you're a man that has a bunch of secret side chicks and that's how you want to live, and your woman might know you got a side chick or whatever, and that's how y'all want to live, y'all could do that, but you might as well go on and put something on paper or have a conversation and sit around a dinner table and get some rules established. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, again, as a man that lives that way, I do not step out on my women. It ain't even a conversation. I don't step out on them. They know it, and I know it. They all have my location. They all can get a hold of me when they need to. I ain't at no strange place, no strange location. I ain't at the. If I do go to a bar or a club or something like that, they can get a hold of me immediately because I'm not stepping out on my women. You see what I'm saying? So listen, everybody got their own thing, the way they do it. I particularly love my lifestyle. I love how I'm living, and it works for me and the women that are involved with me. So it works for me.
I agree. Hey, he said he ain't stepping out on his women. Shit, you got enough. That's what I'm saying.
And that shows me that a male, even with his nature being such, has discipline, self-control, and can govern himself.
I think Wizzo.
My bad, Rico.
I 100%. When I'm out and about, I 100%. If I'm at wherever, whatever store, whatever mall, whatever. If a woman approaches me, it's real quick. If I'm alone, it's real quick to say, no, ma'am, I can't do that.
And it's no different if a man choose one woman and decide to be that way when he be out. So I get that whole idea of nature, whatever. But if a man decides and make that determination, like being disciplined, go to the gym, like not eating certain things, it's all the same thing. Even though your nature is, so you say that every time, but I know for a fact you can have discipline and you can discipline yourself.
Of course, if you want it,
I mean, stop using it as an argument, friend. That's your argument. It has to be. You can be 18 and discipline yourself.
No, I'm not saying I don't have this. I do have some because I see women all the time that I'm attracted to, but I don't say shit to them. But I don't say things to look. I have to fight with myself every time I walk outside. I see a woman that
correct.
Like, damn, no, Rico,
correct.
Don't say nothing to her. Don't talk to her. Correct. Don't go talk to her. Yeah, I have to talk to myself because I want to. I want to have sex with him.
Poke, you are correct.
I do. When I see him, I want to talk to him because I want to have sex with him.
I agree with you, Big Poke. Doesn't mean you can't acquire it. Right. Believe me, I know.
Discipline actually is for the best of us. Those who show discipline and act discipline, and those who are dutiful, those are the actions of the best of us. That's not normal. If discipline was normal, America wouldn't be the fattest country in the world. If discipline was normal, then we would not have such stupid high HIV counts. If discipline was something that was regularly practiced, then the majority of America would at least understand that they need to register in their party to vote in the primaries.
With the HIV thing, I think that's just you're not being responsible.
Lack of discipline.
You're not putting no damn condom on, or the woman not doing
lack of discipline.
I guess you could say that, but that's being very more to me. That's more of being irresponsible. Having
a lack of discipline.
Unprotected.
What's the polar opposite of discipline?
Irresponsibleness.
So yeah,
irresponsibility.
But I think Wizzo posted. I think he want us to end the podcast. He not coming back. He wrote it in the private chat. Yeah, you see he posted that up there. I don't think Wizzo coming back.
In the private chat,
huh?
Are y'all saying what's in the private chat?
Yeah,
that was from a woman, I think.
I reposted that because it came to me, and I thought somebody would send it to him. I think he ended it, but we only talking to each other at this point, which I'm cool with. I don't need it.
No, I'm good.
But he just personally messaged me and said he ended the chat. Sorry about that, but we still going, so I'm cool sitting in here and talking.
It's good. It's very good.
No, we are still live. We still live.
Still live?
Yeah, we still live. It says it on the thing.
Oh, yeah, you see.
Yeah, see,
we still
he
good.
just sent me a message say he out. He got to end it. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
He
sent
got
me a
to end
message.
it. He just
on
can't stand the
Facebook.
bandwidth.
Yeah, he
Okay,
just
what,
said he ended.
what we need to do? Y'all want to? I'll leave, or how you want to play?
It's up to y'all. Hey, look, I'm all for it, but I want to know more about what these women think. Like Miss Chandra say, long as she don't know, Cree ain't going for that.
What I mean by long as I don't, I'm not saying that he could just go ahead and step out and do his own thing and just keep everything in secret. I just don't like to, I don't want to see it. I just don't want to know about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Respect
when men
you.
do stuff like that, like a lot of them are not careful. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that.
So I'm sorry if I'm cutting you off.
Go ahead. Oh, you
Okay, I didn't know she was still talking. So in my particular, like I said, in my particular instance, it's not meaning when there was just one, when there was a potential two, I went to one and said I met a potential two, and I need you to meet her, and I need you to have a conversation with her, and I don't want to be a part of it. I want y'all to establish what's going on with each other and understand where each other is coming from. And then you tell me if you agree that this person would fit this family. You see what I'm saying? Both understanding that I was attempting to build a family with multiple women. You see what I'm saying? And so then that happened. And then when it went from 2 to 3, it's always, so it's not like I'm just out doing whatever. And then all of a sudden you find out or happen to know that. So I don't agree with you not knowing, because again, we in a relationship. I need to be able to tell you and talk to you and deal with you on that same thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why mine is not a situation where nobody knows now mine is a situation where everybody knows what's going on, because outside of me, really early on, I say, hey, here's this person's number, here's her number, y'all interact without me. So when I'm texting you or talking to you every day, or we having conversation, I don't even understand or know the conversation you having with this other woman. But I need that to happen because I need y'all to establish an understanding for how everything is going.
Right. Everybody has choices. Everybody has decisions. That's why I said they have to be honest, and they had, like you said, there has to be transparency. So if somebody like me, I'm not trying to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying with the whole